tea.
Yeah.
All right, I see how it is. I was going to get blasted, but now I'm like, all right, I'll chill. I'll be chilling.
I mean, if you get blasted right now, for me, like right now it's only 5 o'clock here. For you, it's what?
Oh, it is 2 p.m. That's kind of crazy. Dude, anytime I do these, I usually get wasted. But
it is fun to drink while we're doing it. But yeah, it's like I got too much work to do tonight, so it's just not in the cards right now.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so retarded because I'm like sweating ball sack because I can't have the fan run because it like fucks the audio up. But anytime I drink Bang, dude, I start sweating ball sack. But then once I open it, I'm like, I gotta finish it, dude. Like I can't just pause.
I feel like you're not supposed to.
You're not, dude.
Stuff.
No way. This is like the pre-gym, and I have it post, and I'm just like drenched, dude. Like it's so shitty.
Did you ever go through like a pre-workout phase? Like, did you ever do any of that?
Oh, in high school, bro. I'm convinced it's fucked up because I have like low thyroid now, so I'm convinced I like fucked my shit up, dude. Because you don't even need that shit in high school. It's for like older men that are like, I don't want to fucking do this. As a kid, you're like, yeah. I don't know. It was like cool.
My friend put me onto it like one time. He was like, we were going to work out and he was like, oh, dude, like take this pre-workout with me. It like hypes you up. And I was like, okay, cool. And I got all like tingly and twitchy. And I was like, this is horrible.
Yeah,
like, I would not do this shit regularly. Yeah.
I remember we, in high school, we would like take it before swim meets. And we were like, dude, this is going to like fucking make us so fast, dude. Like this is so fresh. I don't think it changed anything at all, except maybe I was like more out of breath.
Well, do you drink coffee? Are you a coffee drinker or just like energy drink?
Too much, bro. I'm such like I'm so used to eating a ton, so now I'm just like trying to just drink shit, and I'm just wired, bro. I'll be up to like 4 a.m. because I like drank way too much coffee.
Yeah, sometimes I'll text you in the morning when I get up, and I already know that, you know, if I get up 9 a.m., it's still 6 a.m. your time, but I'll be like, yo, what's up or something, and I don't hear back from you until like,
dude,
5 p.m. my time. You're like, bro, I just woke up, and I'm like, Jesus.
Dude, I look at that shit sometimes. Like I'm half asleep and I'll see you texting me. And I'm like, what is he doing up at this hour? Although even in my time zone, it's probably 8 or 9. Like I should be up. I'm trying to do that, bro. Get to the gym. I'm trying to get on this Harris grind, bro. This Harris grind set.
I wouldn't say that my grind set is exactly healthy either, because the only thing that I'm doing is getting up, going to the gym, and then I come back here and I'm sitting on my fucking tailbone.
That's the best. That's
I guess
fresh.
So. Like I'm actually starting to get because I'm drawing like 8 or 9 hours a day. My ass is hurting like now from just like sitting and being hunched over like a fucking old person. It's probably not great for me, but you know, gotta fucking, it's the grind set, man. Keep grinding.
Dude, oh man, it's so funny. The you know that podcast we were just on, the Thought Cops. Yeah, they're like hitting me up for the shit. Like, yo, can you send that the files over like right now? Geez. And I thought I sent them the right one, but I guess I sent a incorrect one. So now I'm just chilling. I'm gonna make them sweat a little bit.
I was wondering. I thought they would just need us to send it over in case of emergency. Like I thought we were only.
That's recording. What I thought.
Yeah. Dude,
like you're going to make us use this fancy program and then it's like, all right, now I have to piece it all together like a puzzle. It's like, dude, shouldn't this program do that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I could tell that they were taking it more seriously. I'm sure that they've run into a bunch of technical difficulties in the past, so I can't pass.
Sounded like it, dude. It
sounds like it. What's his name? Not Kevin.
Grant. Officer Grant.
Grant was like, he was funny. He was just in the very beginning. Like when we started the second time around, he was just like, nothing ever goes right.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I felt bad, bro. I felt bad. I was like, ugh.
Yeah. I get that. I remember from doing shit on like film sets that it's like, you don't realize how much shit you fuck up until you are in the editing room and you're like, oh, this is unusable. This is unusable. This is unusable. It's just like shit happens.
The shit when you had to do those collaboration team shit and you'd put like, it would always be like the really weird autistic kids that were like, I love audio. I'll do the audio production. But then sometimes you'd get a shitty one who just like the audio would be useless. You'd literally have to like ADR everything in, or it would just be like total just ass trying to like rework it.
Some of that film stuff is, I know you get used to it eventually, but there is so much tedious shit that's involved in just like, it's crazy to me that people on film sets, like they'll be filming a scene that in the movie, they might just cut it. Like it doesn't even end up in the movie, but you'll be there all day or like 2 days filming some fucking 5 minutes of dialogue between two people. It's just like, that shit is definitely aggravating. You know, that's why Brad Pitt, have you ever seen the meme that Brad Pitt, when he's eating in movies, he will just like one bite inhale the food like in one go? Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah.
Apparently it's because he does that so that the director cannot ask him to do a second take. Like you can only ask him to do one, because if you give him like a Twinkie to eat or something, he just eats the whole thing in one go. And it's like, well, we got to use that clip. We can't like refill. We don't have another Twinkie.
We can't afford any more Twinkies. Yeah, it's like, the budget, it's over budget.
Because there's also like sometimes you'll see in movies they'll be sitting at the table and just like taking
dude,
these fake little
that
bites.
Pulls me out of the thing so much. Or it's like you see the guy who's like, oh, my line's coming up. Oh yeah, like literally, it's like they suck on the sandwich for a little bit. It's like, dude, come on.
Yeah, that shit takes me out, man.
Dude, thank you for coming on. This is the first ever not Twitter Spaces
real episode. Yeah, first real episode. That is. We don't have a name for the podcast.
we still need a name. Listen, this is on you. So until you figure this stuff out, I'm just uploading these to my Patreon, bro.
Okay,
it's all YOLO swag material.
It's all YOLO swag. I guess I'll
Dude, I was thinking earlier, I was like, dickheads, but then I'm like, that's so similar to Cumtown. I feel like
that is good. You know, it's funny. It's funny. I had some thought that was just like something like, I don't know, some play on like two dumbasses with a microphone or something along those lines. But
that's a little long.
It's a little long. No. And I was just thinking like some of that shit I feel like becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like you don't want to be the show that's called like Two Dickheads. And then like there's some major leak that they're like, did you know these guys like donate to fucking, I don't know,
bad
Hitler
stuff.
Youth.
Hitler Youth,
stuff. Yeah. And it's like, oh, they sound like a couple of dickheads. Like, God damn it. You got it. Like, it's the same reason that I don't ever wear shirts with alcohol branding on it. Like I sometimes see, it's kind of a weird autistic thing that I have, but if I see dudes at the gym and they're like working out, but they're kind of like chubby and they're wearing a shirt that's like Kettle One or like Bacardi, I'm like, dude, you can't be a fat guy.
There's your problem.
At the gym,
there's your problem.
Wearing a Bud Light t-shirt, it's just not a good look. Like it looks like you're not trying. So I never wear any shit like that. It's not a good look.
Bro, what's up with because you go to the gym still, right? You're a gym man, you go every morning. I have never seen, and dude, I used to go to the gym every day at college, and people would be on their phones occasionally, but this LA Fitness I'm at, everyone is glued to their phone, dude, mid-set. I'm like, bro, what are you fucking doing? Like, that's so cringe.
I mean, my workout, like, that I do these days, I'm kind of actually on sort of a, like, routine that I should be mixing up, but it's mostly, like, I don't do any of the machines and some of the free weight stuff. Like, I don't like waiting for a machine to be available. So most of my stuff is just like in a different part of the gym because I just hate having to be like sitting there, like, you know, with my thumb in my ass waiting for somebody to get off the bench.
You're like
press
the
or
guy
some shit, like,
who dates threes because no one's gunning for the threes.
Yeah.
So you're like, no one wants to use the butt crunch machine. I'm going to fucking hop on that. I'll hop on that bad boy.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Dude, you're going to wind up with like the just weird obscure muscles, like really big
neck, huge neck, giant ass.
Your pinky fingers are like gigantic. Oh, dude,
everyone's like, you look different. I'm like, yeah, I've been working out. I'm just fucking like deformed and
look like a toad, man. That could be crisp. That could be the new health kick.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad to hear that you're going back to the gym.
God, I am sweating sack, bro. Holy shit.
Just turn your AC on, man.
Nah, dude, loud. Dude, the quality of the podcast comes first. Dude, I've sent out so much shitty audio that now that I have a setup, I'm just like, I'm rolling with it. I'll sweat to death.
I don't think it's going to pick it up if you put
it will, bro.
It will.
It's going to be a Thought Cops thing where somehow it shouldn't pick it up, but it will, and it'll just ruin all the audio. It'll just happen. That's how it is.
What program are you using right now? Are you taking straight from Zoom, or you have something else running in the back?
Straight from Zoom, but my Scarlett is running into Zoom. It's using that audio. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I always wanted to start a podcast officially, but I realized like now we're like, yeah, man, let's do it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And I realized I just have like none of the material, none of the like nothing to actually do it. So
dude, it's gay because you're like, man, what is just two guys talking? Like, how hard can it be? But then it's like, yeah, you literally need to go to like nuclear physics level, like engineering just to get shit to run properly. It's so annoying. I mean, dude, those Thought Cops guys have like 2 or 3 people, I think, on their like audio team, and they still even have issues. So it's like,
dude, yeah, I was going to say, even those guys were running some crazy program I had never heard of before. And it was like tweaking a little bit. Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Totally Reddit, bro. Totally Reddit. I thought he was getting a little upset about my overuse of the word Reddit at one point. Reddit? I was trying to tone it back, but it just kept coming out.
Well, it's funny. It's kind of like a YOLO swagism at this point, because you kind of get, and I sort of picked up this trait from you too, where you like get on a word like swag or crispy or fresh or something like that. When I first met you, fresh was the word. Like, you were using fresh for like everything.
But you and me were also doing Mr. Man. Mr. Man.
Yeah.
Because there was like a paper clip or whatever.
I know.
What was up with that? You put it in the freezer, I think, and then you pulled them out. I swear we were like stoned and you were like, dude, it's Mr. Man. Mr. Man.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I don't know where it came from, but you still answer the phone sometimes with the Mr. Man. But like that was classic. But now Reddit has totally become
that's my new word. That's my new word.
Swagism. Yeah,
dude. The fact we went on that double date with those hot chicks, that one arm girl and then the blonde.
Oh my god!
I distinctly remember us during that double date thing being like, Mr. Man, like acting like idiots, and they were like, This is so cool.
They were like, this is cool.
Yeah, I was dude, like, can you imagine doing that now to a girl at the bar or something?
Oh yeah, you can't do that shit. But it's like, we were also, I don't want to say, it's not even that we were big fish in a little pond. It's just like we were like gorillas in a fucking monkey exhibit. Like, it was just like, it was just, we were not in, I think neither of us were in sync with the rest of the scene at that school. And so people either hated that or they were like, oh, these guys are like interesting.
Quirky white boy.
Quirky white boys. Yeah. It's like,
dude, in another universe, we fit into Elon very well, but our names were Chad and Brad or like something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, dude, I still have, there was one kid that lived on my floor that like when I think of, that was in my first year, that when I think of Elon, he's the first kid that pops into my head that was just had the Vineyard Vines, pink shorts, the fucking the sunglasses with the koozie clip. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
I hated that shit, bro. It was so cringe.
So it's just funny how people fall into, it's like, did you always dress like this or did you just like come to school and realize this is what everybody's wearing? So you're like, I could never do that. I just never.
But here's the thing, bro. It's not just you have to wear Vineyard Vines all the time. It's you have to have your fellow classmate put his thumb up your ass in order for you to hang out with these guys and wear Vineyard Vines all the time.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, I never did. You didn't do any of the
pledge
or any of that shit. Yeah,
but dude, this is that. My buddy, I guess he was after you. Yeah, it was after you left. I became friends with this dude, Ryan. I showed you his comics and shit, but he was telling me he's sound of mind, he's a sane man, but he was telling me some crazy shit about how he feels like his, cause he pledged, he was like a part of it, but he keeps telling me how his pledging experience was like extremely demonic and how he's convinced that, but dude, that's the thing is like, this dude is like fresh as hell and like is real with me about a lot of stuff. So I'm just like, dude, what the like, and he won't really get into it too much, but I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, cause he was telling me about these like rituals they do in robes and shit. And I was just like, this is so curious, but like,
yeah, I mean,
don't know.
I've heard of stuff. I don't think that's uncommon, even just not at Elon, but at like any school, there is a huge like ritualistic, like,
I thought it was like butt spankings and robes though, not like fucking chants and shit. Like,
yeah, I don't know about any of that stuff. That would totally put me, I mean, it's funny. It sounds so obvious, but like that would totally put me off. I would just be like, dude, what is this? Like, what are we doing here, man? This is too stupid. I mean, even, you know, it's like, have you seen this news story about the kid that just died, or he's like permanently disabled because he was like funnel fed like a bottle of vodka for a part of his like pledging thing. But it's like that, even that is like, you know, it's not like they uncovered some shit that it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is going on in like, of course that shit is going on. Everybody knows that these kids are drinking until they're blacked out and fucking, whatever. But yeah, I do think there's also an element of just like some weirder, like Old Testament crap that like goes on behind closed doors with that stuff. And guys just play into it because,
dude, that's the concept of that is so spooky to me. This is so Reddit of me. I'm so Reddit, but like the concept of like an idiot frat type dude getting sucked into a frat and then unknowingly somehow they're doing some sort of old demonic ritual. You know, not saying demons are real, but like somehow accidentally doing that type of stuff is like, oh, bone chilling. I feel a little chill. It's very spooky.
It's funny. It does all kind of go hand in hand. I think like it is an oversimplification, but like some of that like Epstein stuff is just the same shit. Like it's a bunch of people that are kind of in this like fraternity, and it's like, oh, you just watch each other's back, but there's also this like, well, of course they were pedophiles, but I think there was also like a demonic element to it. I think they were doing some ritualistic shit. And have you seen the
Sacred Grove or whatever?
Yes, the Sacred Grove. Yeah,
you know, Alex Jones broke that story or like snuck in.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit's so wacky, but I don't know, because there's always like there's like the spooky element to it, and then it's like when you're that rich and a lot of those people are so fruity and annoying, it's almost like people like that do love pretending and like, ooh, let's pray to an owl. Like, you don't know how much of it is just like absolute moron people and then actually demonic shit. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I would say, I mean, in any type of cult, or not even a cult, just in any type of like culture like that, with really, there's like some really extreme people at the top that really do believe it and are pushing it, and there's a ton of people that are just going along with it because they want to like feel included, which is just as bad. I mean, it's just as cringe, but it's like, I don't think that like all of the, like, I believe probably the Clintons are demonic. Like, I think they're fully aware of that.
100%, 100%, bro. At least Hillary, bro.
Hillary is definitely demonic. But at the same time, it's like, it makes me think maybe she's not demonic, because if she really made some kind of pact with the devil, I think more would have gone right for her than the way that it played.
You raise a valid point.
You know what? But, she kind of fumbled the bag in like a big way a few times over the course of her career, but most notably in her loss to President Trump. That was,
dude, that still brings me joy, bro. I can't lie. That shit was just so funny.
Yeah, I did not vote for Trump during that election, but I remember watching on my phone, like, you know, you can see on Google the election results sort of as they were being live. Yeah. And I remember watching it, and there was at some point in the night, like I went to go take a piss and I was on my phone and I was looking at the results. And actually, it was because that same night, one of my buddies in New York, it was his birthday. So we were like, oh, this will be great, bro. Let's go out, get wasted. They're going to be playing the results on the TV all night. So we'll
smash
just like
some Hillary chicks.
Exactly. And so we were like, let's just go out and like celebrate, fully expecting Trump to lose. Right. And then there was some point during the night early on that I saw like Trump was in the lead, like had a steady lead. And there was a chaotic part of my brain that was just like, it would be pretty wild if he won. You know what I mean? Like, what would that mean? Like, I kind of would like to see how that plays out. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's funny, but like everyone at Elon, as you can imagine, everyone's like hyper lefty pretty much. But there was something in me, and it might have just been because I was on 4chan constantly, but 6 months out, I was like convinced Trump would win. And
really?
Dude, everyone was acting like I was straight up retarded. So the election night for me was just way different because everyone else was just like shocked. People were like coming over, like, because two of my roommates were theater people, and like theater kids were coming over crying, like, did you see the news? And I'm just in the background, like, yes.
Yes, actually.
Not even like being hyper political, just because I'm such a scummy, like, sensitive guy that it's like I hated most of these kids. So I was just like, your rage fills me. Like, yes.
It was just a chaotic thing. Like I just was like, Hillary would have been such a boring, and that's the problem, is that nobody liked Hillary. Like even
it probably would have been the same as Biden now, bro. Where like nothing is happening. Fucking
nothing's happening. It's like even the people who voted for him are like, dude, get this fucking.
What is going on? Yeah, dude,
what is going on?
I'm so sick of seeing Biden and Kamala being like, we need your help. What do we do? And it's like, dude, you're the president. You're the fucking president.
I saw something that like Kamala Harris just posted, like her looking like very
TV,
and her just being like, "We are right here with you, America." And it's like, dude, I would be surprised. I don't know if it's still up, but I'd be shocked if she did not remove it, because everybody in the comments was just like, oh no, honey, delete this. Like, this is such a bad look. Like, what are you doing?
Absolutely cringe, dude. That shit's so cringe. Funny.
Such an unlikable duo, those guys. I mean, not even that. Okay, yeah, whatever. I don't even care about saying this. I mean, like Trump and Pence were, of course, extremely unlikable, to say the least.
But they had like a Wario Waluigi quality.
Yeah, I know. There was like, it felt like at the time, like I don't miss him being in office, but I miss the memes a little bit. Like there was just so many memes that were coming out. And
thick Trump, bro, when people would post him walking with his big ass, it was so good.
Dude, have you seen the video where he's getting on a private jet and somebody tells him that Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Yes. I'm hearing this for the first time. Wow.
Yeah. And it's like, Hold Me Closer, Tiny Dancer.
Yeah, the song makes it so good, dude.
It's like I cannot believe this is like a real moment. Like, dude, it feels so historic.
That's one of my favorite reaction images, when someone says something really dumb and they're like, some guy got doxxed yesterday for being like super fat, and his friend posted like, I just found out Gio was fat. It's like, it's the first time I'm hearing this. Yeah, it's just so fucking funny. Good, dude.
Dude,
he was hilarious.
He was super funny. I think he was really self-aware. Again, I know we always talk about this.
Dude, that's like, what made him even
super
funnier.
Self-aware.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Biden thing, like everyone's been sending me, have you seen the clip where he like rolls up on the bike and then almost like a Gmod video game character just like falls over? Like he's not.
I have not seen that. He's not well, man. I mean, that dude is they're both so old, but Biden is like.
Well, I was talking to Ryan about this. He is, but what if, he's trying to, Trump was hilarious. That helped out his presidency. What if Biden is just next level, like Charlie Chaplin, pratfall? He's doing this all on purpose just to get laughs,
You think he's like an, what's that man? What's the Man in the Moon guy? Do you know the comedian? I know what you're talking about, dude.
That was the worst part about comm or majoring in that, because it was like, you're talking about the first movie ever where they like launch in.
No, not that one. I'm talking about. I mean, that's a great movie too, but I mean it was a comedian. What the hell was his name? Andy. I think it was Andy something.
Andy Dick.
No, not Andy Dick. His whole shtick was that he like never broke character, basically, and he would always talk in like a weird voice and.
Oh, Andy Kaufman?
Andy Kaufman. That's it. Yeah. And like, and he just basically, he invented that new, he invented,
Post-satire.
Invented it, but like post-satire, anti-humor, like some, he would just like come out in costume and never break character. And that was just like this whole spiel. I could see, if Biden was just like one long Kaufman-esque like type character, that would be pretty cool.
The end of his presidency, he tweets, thank you. This was a social experiment by
whatever. I remember when I was doing the LA program, there was one of the things we had to do, we had to show up with a link to like a video of some iconic comedian, basically, because did you have to do that, like do a stand-up comedy routine for one of your courses?
We did have to do stand-up comedy, and they I don't want to brag, they put me at the end, and I killed it.
I believe it. Yeah, I was I went up there and I think I did okay. I don't have any interest in doing stand-up comedy. It's just not my cup of tea, but when we had to present like performances, a bunch of people were, they came up and they showed like John Mulaney or Louis C.K. or just like, run-of-the-mill people. And I showed that there's an Andy Kaufman clip where he's on SNL and he's doing the Mighty Mouse theme song. And he's just like standing there like really awkwardly next to like a record playing. And then it just goes, here I come to save the day. And he does this. And then he's just like back to standing like really, it's just like a really strange like bit, but it's like 5 minutes of that. And I got major fucking brownie points for playing that one because it was just like in totally unconventional.
The class or with Jay McMurdy?
Because of course nobody in the class had heard of Andy Kaufman, and then it wasn't Jay McMurdy. It was what the fuck?
Who, the Bubba Ganoush guy?
Yeah, it was
the photography guy. Yeah. He was fresh, dude. I never went to any of his classes, and he never ratted me out. It was so sick.
Oh, really? Nazar was his name.
Nazar, yeah.
Nazar, yeah.
Dude, I got in a bit of a skiff with McMurdy. He used to invite me onto his boat with my roommates and shit. And I forget how this started. He was following me on Twitter, and he posted the new Elon in LA kids. This had to be like 2 or 3 years ago. And I was like, a lot of twinks this year. And he was like, immediately texted me like, dude, you have to take that off Twitter. Like, they're going to kill me, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, you're being a fag. And he was like, dude, do not call me that.
Wait,
like,
you really called him that?
When I'm such a little bitch, but when I get heated, I just start flinging rocks, dude. Not even the fag word. I just know he's like a little shrimpy pimp man. Cause dude, he tried to, this is another story, but he paid my friend, you know how I worked at the root place I was telling you about at Elon, the restaurant. Mm-hmm. He paid one of the waitresses to fly out because he thought she was going to fuck him, and then she didn't because he's like such a weirdo. But anyway, I call him a fag, and he's like, and I was just like, okay, fag. And then that was the last time we ever texted.
Wow. How long ago was that?
Probably like three or 4 years, bro. I think the Jay McMurdy friendship has ended.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
But if anyone listening wants to bother him on Twitter, just look for Jay McMurdy. Tell him Yolo Swag sent you. See what happens.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't really keep in touch with hardly keep in touch with anybody from Elon. It's really just you and a handful of others. But
it was hard to get you to contact me, bro. I feel like I've been throwing that line out for a few years.
No, well, I mean, dude, I don't know. I feel like I didn't even have your number in my, no, that can't be true. Cause I do, I have you saved as Bruce Wayne in my phone.
I saw that today. I was like, oh
yeah. How did you notice that?
Cause you sent me a picture and my text was in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was from like years ago though. Like I think when I first saved your number in my phone.
Well, when you knew me, all of my contacts were Batman themed because I was autistic. So that might be, I don't know if I showed you that, but that might be why.
Yeah. You always show up in my phone as Bruce Wayne.
I'll take it. That's fresh.
I don't know why. Yeah. But I don't remember what the original meme was for, but that was from like forever ago, but I think I forgot it. And then it was when I saw your comics online like 2 years ago was when we like, reconnected. Cause I was like, oh shit, dude. Like we hadn't spoken in a while.
Yeah. It was kind of like, shocked you saw my shit because I was like, I still consider myself still like pretty tiny.
Nah, I mean,
small.
It's like I was saying, it's just like the webcomic circle is like, it's a small circle to begin with. You know what I mean? There's only a few of them that are, even the big ones I wouldn't really call like underground. Like, yeah, I see some of those guys like JL Westover or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I see like badly drawn lines or poorly drawn lines. Or there's a few of them, like those guys have like a pretty big following, but it's like you still would only be familiar with them if you were, I don't know, like you would have just seen it on the internet. I would still say they're like underground comic artists.
Like if you saw it, you'd say, I've seen that before. I know the style.
Like I know the style. Yeah. Like when I was on Twitter and I saw those guys for the first time, I never knew their name, but I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this guy's comics before. Like I know this guy.
Bro, that's why I'm saying, you know, a lot of these webcomic artists, whether they're ugly or not, they're very scared to show their face. You and me come in like a gay Mario and Luigi. We flip this whole webcomic game on its head, bro. We're like,
for sure, bro.
We treat it like rock and roll. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I mean, I like this podcast also as just like a next step in the like, I don't know, our just like internet presence thing, because the webcomic thing is great, but I like the idea of having something that's a little bit more just like unfiltered and like personal.
For sure, dude. I don't know about you, but I view the comics to me as like a stepping stone. I would not want to be known as a comic artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I definitely was like, I mean, I also have it in I've had a couple ideas that I'm just too much of a lazy, you know, baby monkey to fucking actually sit down and do it. But like, I have like full-fledged ideas for like longer comics or like graphic novels that I want to work on. But, and this, doing these little web comics was a stepping stone to just gaining an audience, so that when I made it, I wasn't just like tossing it into the void. But now, you know, now it's been so much fun just doing these like the web comics, and it's so instant. It's just like I mean, it still takes me a while to make them, but then like I can just make it and put it out there. People can see it, and if they like it, they retweet it, and it's just like, that part's great. Where when you release something like a bigger project, there's a whole level of like, I think, promotion that gets involved.
Dude, 100%, bro. There's times where I'll release like an animation after a comic, and it's like I'll have spent like 6 days on the video or something, and then like the comic I spent like 30 seconds, and it's like the comic will just, more people will look at that and see that, because like you really do have to like promote bigger projects or like make people aware of them. Like I see the beige doodle you did. Have you not sent it out yet?
No, I haven't sent. Sometimes like I actually needed to get some new envelopes, so there's a couple that I have not sent out today. These are just the past 3 days. They're actually all brown, but yeah, this is the beige one.
I got mine right here for good luck. I have yet to receive any good luck from it, but
that's not true.
You know what? I can't reach it. I'm not going to hold it up. Oh, that one's sick as fuck, dude.
I was thinking about putting this one on a t-shirt because I like the drawing so much, but like, dude, I don't
100% put that on a t-shirt. Bro, how do you like, you don't even pencil sketch those? That's just straight off the dome?
No, I do pencil sketch these. I always pencil sketch. Well, not always, but usually I'm pencil sketching before I ink anything.
I was blown away, bro.
Oh, thanks.
I thought you were hand drawing all those, but they're still fucking fresh as hell.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I mean, it's like, I'm not, for most of these, I'm not looking at a picture or anything. Like, it's just off the dome, except the ones that are like Peter Griffin related. Those ones I have to look at a reference. The anime one. Yeah, that one got sent out. I already shipped that one out. But all my comics are in my like book here. Like this one, for example, here's the Guy Fieri one. I draw it in my little fucking notepad. I use my Micron pen here, like that. And then I actually have kind of a clunky method. I take a picture of it on my phone and I edit it to like up the contrast to make it like fully black and white. And
you don't scan them?
Not like officially. Yeah, no, I don't like really scan it. I sort of use my phone as a scanner by just taking a picture.
The quality is insanely impressive for being a picture. That's crazy.
I mean, I guess so, because like it's funny. I think if you actually wanted to zoom in on something, like if you were looking on Twitter, you'd see they're not really high res. And if I want to print something on a t-shirt, I have to run it through Adobe Illustrator and vectorize it, because it won't be big enough. None of it is actually digital. So I kind of like make my job more difficult for myself doing it that way, rather than if I was just drawing it on like an iPad, but it's just what I'm comfortable with at this point. So
dude, you got to make the leap, baby. Actually, I don't know. I think guys like you in house who are doing hand drawn, like it's no one does it anymore, bro. I think that's the reason I still just don't really re-edit, because I really like the hand-drawn look, bro. It's like so fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've talked about this before, but I never trace anything when I'm drawing either, because, and also like, all right, I'll let you in on a little workshop secret also. So like here again, like I'm never tracing anything. I'm always looking at a photo when I'm like plotting it out. But the only thing I do is I have my little my ruler, that when I'm drawing the boxes, I would draw them in pencil with the ruler first. But then when I'm actually just drawing the lines, I'm not using the ruler. So a lot of them come out kind of like wobbly or scratchy.
Dude, that's funny. That's how when I draw the box with the straight edge tool, and then I hand draw over it. Dude, I like that. That's crispy as hell.
It just looks a little bit more like, DIY, and like I just like that feel to it.
Dude, I know you have to be probably a little bigger before you can start selling stuff for like 5K or 10K, but I bet you could make bank selling because I saw you just finished your other comic book, right? Or you the book? Which one? You not like an actual comic book, but your other book that had comics.
Oh, yeah.
You filled it up. Dude, you should be that would be such a sick purchase, I feel like, for like someone who's into your shit. Like,
yeah, I mean, dude, I was considering actually doing something like a raffle, like just trying to like be like, oh, you can, everybody can throw in $5 and then I'll pick your name out of a hat basically, and you could be the one to get it. But the only reason I am not going, I probably will sell it at some point in the future, but I like the idea. I'd like to print, like actually publish a book of some of my comics now that I have like a pretty sizable collection. And so I want to be able to still have the originals so I could do a high quality scan on it if I need to like redo them for any reason. But that book I finished in like a month, and it's just because I've been like I said,
you've been going ham, bro. Every time you're like, yeah, I'm chilling. Like right before this pod, you're like, yeah, I'm doing a little work today, but I'm chilling. And then you posted two fucking I was like, dude, what the?
Yeah, it's funny.
What is this guy doing?
You know what's funny is like I those two comics, I drew both of those today, and actually I drew I didn't color it, but I just drew another one before I'll show it to you because this isn't going live now anyway. But it's basically a dude. Let's see. It's a dude like vaping a fat cloud, and then it's like Mufasa in the cloud.
That one is gonna do bangers. I can already tell, bro.
That I just finished drawing that like right before we hopped on here.
That's one of my favorite aesthetics. But when you're seeing a guy from behind and you see his little lips, I love that, dude. I fucking love that, bro.
Yeah, it's funny. My girlfriend was specifically the one that when I was doing a few comics like that, she said like the funniest thing in your comics is when you draw people and you can see their lips from the side, which I totally fucking ripped off. It's so
good.
I ripped off the Far Side doing that. Like the Far Side is that Gary Larson does that in all of his comics, and it's like hilarious. Like it just
the legend, funny, absolute
legend.
Dude, one sec. We're about to get a little freaky in here. I'm sweating to death.
Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, hell yeah. Damn, look at that farmer's tan, bro.
Dude, I have the worst tan. What is going on with this,
way better.
Bro.
Dude, what? Yeah.
Bro. Oh, we got the nips. We got the nips coming in hot.
Nips are out. Yeah.
All right, bro. Listen, this is the first episode of whatever this is. We cannot not have little drama. Okay. So Let me bring us up to speed. Okay, we've talked about this a few times on Spaces, but
I know where this is going.
I was pretty sure when I went to visit a mutual female friend of ours that she showed me a drawing you did of her. But then I thought I was crazy because I brought it up to you and you're like, I don't remember. But so here's the deal. She got back to me.
I wasn't lying.
I believe you. But she sent me a DM, and the DM was, let me check just so I can make sure I have this correct.
Oh God.
I don't think so. ? However, and this is the part that makes me think it's real, because in my head it was some sort of like Valentine's Day sketch you did. And that's what it was in my head. And she says, I think he might have done a silly one on Valentine's Day or something, but not like an official portrait. So this still leaves the mystery wide open. But I'm so convinced.
It's funny, I actually I was thinking, first of all, okay, me and this particular mutual friend we were never like an official
famous stand-up comedian.
We were never an official couple. I guess we were something sort of an item maybe in like my first year of college, but like, or was it this? I don't even know if it was first or second year, honestly. But then I don't remember us being serious enough that I would have done something for her for Valentine's Day. No disrespect to her, but I don't I don't remember doing that, but it does like maybe drawing something like funny, but then also that she would have still had it and that she would have showed it to you. You know what I mean? Like
she had it hanging up
later.
Well, she's a weirdo.
What?
Also, here's the thing, because I feel like you might think I'm teasing you for doing a drawing for a girl. This girl, I made a children's book for that I like stapled together. Cringe.
No, whatever.
Extremely Reddit, bro.
You know what? I wanted to ask you this actually. This is a super Reddit question, but I was just curious. What is it? First of all, when's your birthday?
November 1st.
Oh, you're Scorpio.
Correct.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
What is this? What are you into? What is this? Astrology?
No, my girlfriend was asking what sign you were, but I'm actually friends with a lot of Scorpios. Yeah,
that was the gayest thing you have ever said, and the way you said it, like you were letting me in on a little secret. I'm actually friends with a lot of Scorpios. Some Scorpio friends. Why am I very Samantha? Am I very Scorpio?
Yeah, no, it's funny. I have a bunch of Scorpio homies, and none of them are alike each other. Like all of them are different people, but the only like thing that I could say about all of them is they are like so much the way they are. Like it's like they're very much like it's hard to explain. Like if they feel a certain way, it's pretty hard to sway them in another direction. Yeah. I feel that way pretty much about all of them.
All the Scorpios I've met, I can always pinpoint other Scorpios, but to me, the defining trait of a Scorpio or whatever it is, I don't believe in astrology, but most of them I've met are extremely insecure and narcissistic at the same time. That seems to be the defining like.
I could see trait. That. I could see that. I think I certainly don't believe in like horoscope crap or anything, but I think there probably is some merit to like.
It is weird how people born in certain months have like similar.
But it's probably because think about it, like as you're aging, like in your developmental years, like think, your surroundings that you may have like been absorbing during those times, like that time of year. I think there's something to it.
It's literally like input code, like on a computer. If you're doing similar stuff, you're gonna have like a similar output.
Yeah,
I think, and it's also temperamental. To it. Like, isn't it?
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure like whether you're male or female depends on the temperature of your mom's womb or something weird
I've
like
heard that. It's so weird. Yeah. It's funny. I don't know anybody who hates like astrology shit more than my little brother because Sammy boy.
He's fresh, bro. He's fresh.
Yeah, he's great. He's a Gemini. And every time somebody asks him like, oh, what's your sign? And he says a Gemini, they're always like, oh my God, like you're like a Gemini. Like I knew a Gemini and she was a bitch or some crazy shit. And it's like, my brother is like, he's like chill, like like ice cold, like just like the chillest dude. He's cooler than I am. Like there's nothing too facey about him or whatever, but Geminis have that, like, I guess, track record.
To be bitches.
They're supposed to be like bitches or two-faced or I don't fucking know, some shit. Dude, I was
dying that day I did the Ezra Miller comic and I mispronoun.
Yeah,
I called him he instead of they or whatever.
Yeah.
Your brother was liking comments or like some comments I saw it. Yeah, dude. And I was like, oh, dude, oh no, is he like offended? But then you're like, dude, no, he's like,
he's memeing. Around. Yeah, he loves he just loves the. I think he'll like people's comments when they're hating on my shit too.
He's a good dude, classic good brother. That's Fred.
He just thinks it's funny. Like he'll go in there and just like them or respond to them and just be like, "Bro, you are so right." Like say some shit like that, like just
egging them on, dude. I love that shit.
It's funny that way, which is like
shit.
We both have that streak a little bit where it's like people getting angry online. I know this is funny to you too. It always is funny to me. Like when people are just getting just too heated online over something that doesn't matter. Or like, I remember this is a long time ago, Reddit alert. There was one time that I posted to that 196. It was like a meme that I just thought was funny, like something that. And I think it was like it was a 4chan like green text or something that was a dude who all of his friends call him the ravioli wizard because he was like at a party one time dressed as a wizard on like Halloween. And he bet a guy $5 that he could chug a can of Chef Boyardee. Like, and like he did it. And all the guys at the party were like, oh, like freaking out. All the girls at the party were like disgusting. And it's like, and I think it said in the green text, it was like disregard females, like acquire currency or something like that. And like one of the people in the comments on the Reddit post was like, just a tip, like you shouldn't call women females. It's just like really like cringy and like you should, like nobody wants to hear that or something like that. And they were like getting downvoted like crazy. And then somebody responded to them and was like, not sure why you're getting downvoted because I agree with you. And then somebody else replied and they were like, they're getting downvoted because they're trying to educate a JPEG. And it's like, it's just such a funny response. Like, it's so true though. Like, why are you getting mad at this fucking grainy JPEG to death like image that's been like reposted? Who cares?
But here's
like,
my problem is I get equally as mad at the person getting mad. Like, dude, it took everything in my power today not to some guy that I did that comic about abortion and Cumtown ending. And how, like Cumtown ending was worse and like men weren't complaining. And this fucking piece of garbage was like, ever heard of punching down? And dude, it took every fiber of my being not to be like, dude, kill yourself, dude.
I really do feel like you get, I mean, you certainly are at a point where you've got like the fucking YOLO swag army behind you at this point. Like, I'm really not trying to sound pious about this, but it's like, I really try to avoid interacting with negative comments, or even if people respond to one of my things and they're just like, I don't get it. I'm like, I don't, I'm just like, dude, I'm not going to feed into it, but I do usually just let somebody else in the comments do it for me.
I was about to say, and we're definitely going to have to, if we're ever bigger, because it seems like every creator has to go, I denounce the terrorist attacks from my followers and they do not represent me. But dude, I love when my followers are like, kill yourself, faggot, or some shit like that, dude. I love that shit, dude. Sometimes I'll passive aggressively like those comments, like, dude, I love when it's like a gay person or a trans person calling this like wannabe lefty a fag. That's just so poetic to me when it's like someone who gets called the slur calls some other one, because it's like fags evolved. You know what I mean? It's no longer gay person. It's like annoying person. You know what I mean? I don't know why people act like that's so weird, because it's literally been since I was in high school that was what Yeah, your friend Mike's acting like a fag right now. It didn't mean he was sucking dick. It meant that he was fucking being so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's funny. I know this at least while I was in New York. I don't know if people do this maybe it's a New York colloquialism, but I don't know if people are doing it in California too. But do people use cunt as like a positive adjective out there? Like people be like, oh, that's so cunt. Like, oh, she's serving. That is so cunt.
Only, yeah, I've heard like drag queens and trans chicks say it.
Yeah,
I think that's like a drag gay term.
It's definitely a gay thing, yeah, and that and using fag as like, come on, fags, like let's go, like using as like a friendly, yeah. It's funny how easily a word can just be like reprogrammed if you just treat it as that,
But I get it though, because like, what if you and me were like, you know what? I'm gonna start using the N word because to me it means guy that likes cats. Like, you can't really.
Well, first of all, it's like it just seems like in general, like the Black American population has really put their foot down and said, "Please do not say it," and it like that's cool with me.
But I want to.
I don't have to say it. I don't think about saying it, and it's like and I think there was a bit of that also with like fag and maybe cunt to an extent, even though cunt isn't really a slur. It's just like a dirty word.
My mom, I forget if I used cunt. I might have used cunt, but she called me one day. This was recent, maybe less than 6 months ago, and was just like, I can't believe you used the C word. That's the N word to women. And I was just like, no, I'm sorry. That's no.
So. But it's funny. I also don't. I don't usually use the word cunt, but I don't. I'm not even saying this as a point of pride. I just don't think there's ever been a point in time where I've actually referred to a woman as a cunt. Like I've called women like, oh, dude, she is such a bitch. Like I've said that before, but I don't think I've ever been that angry at a girl to just be like, dude, that girl is a cunt. Like that's such a mean thing to say. I don't know.
Mutual friend that you drew the picture for?
I don't know. I've never said that. I've never had a reason to say it. But I did think it was funny when my gay friends would use the word cunt as like a funny, adjective to describe something good. Like, she's.
Well, that comes from like the like serving fish. Like it's like when you're saying that the drag queen looks really like a chick or like hot, does that make sense?
She's serving fish, like the smell of a vagina. Is that what
that's where I think that's where it comes from. Yeah. But that term is also serving cunt would be like the drag queen looked really good.
Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been with a girl that like did not like really stank down there? I've never.
Bro, our mutual friend from college, famous Australian comedian. By the way, I want to, before we get into this, what episode do you want to bet until we drop the full N word? I'm guessing around episode 37. It has to happen.
37. That's like a good solid prime number. Yeah. So it's probably all right, sure. We'll say that.
You can't pick my choice. You have to guess up or down.
Oh,
we have to see who's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna say sooner. It's gonna be closer.
You think sooner?
Yeah, it'll be like episode 12 or something. Yeah.
I guess I'm more optimistic.
It's just right around the bend.
We got to make sure to drop it when House is either on or guessing. He needs to say it in the that Black Arthur character. We got to get him to say the N word.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. I actually, this is a good question. What, like, sort of a meta question, but what do you want this podcast to be? Like, what do you think what should the core topic of discussion be? Or do we have one? Or is it just going to be us?
I don't know, dude, because Daphne is always asking that about Sissy Hypno Hour. And it's like, I think it's good when there's like a core, not like a core topic, but like, it's so gay, I feel like, to be like, current events. Yeah. But there's so many like weird drama things that'll happen on Twitter or whatever. Like, I feel like there's enough shit with current events, but I don't know. I also like just shooting the shit and joking. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like
what
that
about
comes
you?
More. No, I agree. I think that comes more naturally. And I'm not really a podcast listener, but the ones that I do listen to usually don't have like a serious topic of discussion.
Yeah,
I think
dude,
maybe we could hijack something. I don't know if we would want to do this, but I think we could do. It could be funny or insightful. I think we could do it in an advice column. Like if people wanted to write in, like, "Oh, I have this."
Dude, I kind of like that, dude. That's not bad.
I think that would be funny. I like some of our followers writing in about just whatever issue they're having, no matter how trivial, and we could kind of just like give an opinion on it. I think that would be pretty. That would just give us
the view, exactly. But from men.
I think that would give us, especially because our audience, like do you ever listen to Bill Burr podcast?
Yeah, I've heard Bill Burr a little bit, the pod.
He's funny. I like Bill Burr. There was a period of time where I was listening to his podcast at the gym a lot, but it's like they're so long and it's just him. So a lot of it is not really like funny or interesting. And he talks about football and hockey like so much, which doesn't really interest me. So
he talks about really like One Punch Man too.
Yeah, I noticed that he started talking about One Punch Man, but I used to listen to him all the time because he would have really funny bits about news stories and shit. But he does an advice column, but like you could tell his audience is of a certain like not a demographic, but there's a certain type. It's all dudes and it's like straight dudes, you know what I mean? And I think that our audience would be a little bit interested. I don't know if there's like an advice show for like.
Well, I was just about to bring up, I think what makes this a pretty good idea is the only other advice column I can think of right now is the guy who just left Cumtown, Stav. But here's the thing. He's like 400 pounds, bald, has like one tooth, and he's Greek. Okay, so who in their right mind is going to go, I'll take this guy's advice. Yeah, let me get this guy's advice. Like, not that I'm better looking or that we're smart or anything, but I think just based on looks alone, more credentials.
Well, I think also that what people don't realize is that you and I are both like we're older than a lot of our followers. I would say probably like I'm 27, you're 28, right?
I think so. I was trying to figure out how old I was the other day. Are you 93?
I'm 90. Oh no, I'm 94.
95. So I think I'm 28. I'm 93.
Okay, yeah.
Are you 28 this year?
I'm turning 28 in October.
It sucks ass, bro. But I'm turning 29, dog. I want to kill myself.
I mean, whatever. I'm also at a point now where it's like I think everybody in America, maybe the whole world, is like this at this point where it's just like, fuck it. I'm just going to do this shit that I want to do and see how it goes. You know what I mean? Like I'm at a point where I'm like, all right, I'm 27 years old. You know, like I got I want to actually be doing the shit that I want to do right now before I'm like too old,
bro.
You know what I mean?
Bro. I feel that, dude. I moved out to LA. Like, I'm going to move out to LA and people will be like, hey, you want to be a movie star, but I kind of just like sat on my ass, and I feel like I kind of want to almost get back into that, bro. I don't know, like the acting
I think you definitely have more of a I don't know, like you're more you're more interested in performing than I am.
It's the narcissism and the insecurity. It's a mixture of that. Yeah.
It's funny. It's like comic drawing has been a really good outlet for me because it allows me to sort of express my like sense of humor without having to get on camera and be like, ooh, my sense of humor. You know what I mean? And so like that part's nice. Whereas back when I was like at Elon or even at sometimes like before that or even in New York when I was like, oh yeah, it'd be great to like act in something or be funny or something. It's just not it's not actually what gives me the most joy. And it's not, I like drawing better. It's just more fun to me.
Dude, I love acting. I love it, bro.
Yeah, but the podcast is also a great outlet too because it's not as much like pressure. Yeah.
And I can try out my more racist bits without having to worry about too much. Yeah. Dude, it's hard though because like I'd like to make more video content, but I feel like most of the video content you see, or like even when I'm trying to come up with an idea, it's like it's so cringe when people just like get on camera and they clearly don't have anything to say, or there's like they're having trouble even being funny and they'll just make like fart noises or something. You're just like, I don't want to get into that stuff. Like I feel like if I force it, it's gonna be like,
Yeah, no.
For children.
That's also like how I felt when we were doing. This is our first run at trying to do the more serious podcast when we were on YouTube, and people were in the comments. I don't even want to say people. It was just like one guy,
one angry guy
kid that was just like, when's the funny part gonna start? Like, it's gonna be funny. And I'm like, dude, like, do you realize how hard it is to just actually sit down and nonstop, like some kind of fucking Kafka-esque, just constant, like, funny. Like,
to be fair though, like,
what do you want?
Dude, it is like, that's what I want to be. I want to be on all the time though, because I'll rewatch myself sometimes and I feel like I'm like such a fucking Fruit Loop. I feel like I think I'm like, you know those old TV talk shows where it's two men in the finest business suits ever, and they're like, "So, economic inflation. What's your opinion?" I feel like I'm asking those types of questions, and it's like no one's gonna laugh about this. I'm talking about like a school shooting, and it's like, there's no joke here. Like this is the first time I'm hearing about this, and
I do think that there's something to. I mean, yesterday when we were on Twitter Space, we kind of sidestepped the whole Roe versus Wade thing. Like, we didn't even really talk about it, but
we had a large-breasted woman. We should have.
We did, yeah. I mean, it's funny. Like when she was on, she was like, she even said, she's like, yeah, like I kind of just like want to not be doom scrolling and talk about like good things, And it's like, I mean, I think it's like there is this like angry minority of people that are just like want to just be like, ooh, let's talk about current events right now. Can we talk about how bad things are? But it's like, don't you guys want to consume something else? Don't you just want to talk about something different?
But not even in the sense of like Marvel. Here's a new Marvel movie to consume.
No,
consume, but also in the sense of like, there seems to be, dude, a lot of these people, right wing and left wing, I really think they feel like, well, we passed a law. Now my life's going to get better. When it's like, dude, you should be focusing on like improving yourself and making your own life better. And in turn, you can make society better, which is what everyone's trying. That's everyone's like grand vision. Make society better. It's
true. You gotta, I mean, it is probably the most Reddit, like Jordan Peterson type thing you can say, but it's true. It's like, dude, if you can fucking work on yourself and be the best version of you, first of all, just to be like working out or something. I mean, that is, your mental health is going to be better. You're going to be having
huge,
like much better. It's not a meme. It really is true. Like just hopping on a treadmill or just go on a walk, like go on a walk around your neighborhood or some shit. Like you will come back feeling so much more refreshed and actually in touch with the world around you, and not just like, oh my God, all my friends on Instagram are having so much more fun than I am. And also like, I'm never going to be able to move out of my parents' house. And also like, dude, all this shit is just bringing you down. Like just fucking,
dude, that shit's
please work on yourself. Yeah.
So toxic. Reddit word of the day, toxic.
Toxic. It is bad. I mean, and also again, I do not have the answer to everybody's issues, but I can at least speak from my own experience. I have completely buried myself in my work rather than being on. I mean, I'm still on Twitter, obviously, like, I'm on Twitter because I'm also kind of like interacting with other comedians and stuff on there. But like, rather than being on TikTok or just Instagram or doom scrolling or whatever, like just do something that you like, that's like semi-productive and
outlet. If you dumb it down, find an outlet.
Find an outlet. I was even, it's been a while, but there was a period of time when I was practicing guitar a lot more, and I actually got like, I don't know, it's funny. I don't know if it's a me thing or if it's like a guy thing or something, but like, I just have this to a fault. I have this very obsessive nature about things where if I like am interested or working on something, it will be like to the exclusion of everything else. You know what I mean? It's probably not fair to say it's just a guy thing, but I do know a lot of guys that are like that. And
not a guy thing, but you need a bigger brain, which men have.
It's funny. I actually think it's like kind of, it's a negative thing about guys, because I also can't, like, if you're talking to me and I'm drawing or something like that, or if the TV is on and you're talking to me, I literally cannot.
Yeah, I'm hearing like 10% of what from like, yeah, exactly.
It is a small like monkey brain thing, but I do like, I mean, it does reflect my output. Like I had somebody comment on one of my comics, like I think the Guy Fieri one or something last night. And they were just like, bro, how are you coming up with all of these comics? Like, where are they coming from? Are these old reposts or are you actually just making these like in real time? And it's like, no, dude, I'm literally just drawing. Drawing.
Your output and your quality and the humor, it literally, I wouldn't be surprised if you're a figment of my imagination and you were a social experiment. That like we brought in the greatest comedians and had them make comics for 5 years and now we're posting them. That's what really I think, bro.
Yeah, it's really nice, but you
know what this is? What? This is one of your Jewish tricks. That's what this is. That's what this is.
It really is that I am full-time drawing and it's completely to the exclusion of everything else. I mean, the only other human that I interact with is my girlfriend or my parents occasionally. And other than that, I'm like drawing and working out.
That's very healthy.
I don't think that's healthy at all.
Dude, I'm the same way. And it's so hard to, especially without jobs right now. Like, what do you want me to do? Go to the store and be like, these apples look delicious. Like, how are you, good sir? Like, I'm not going to make friends with someone that way. That's weird.
No. And it's also like, but it's like, you know, I have friends. I have you. I talk to my brother on the phone every day also. And it's like, I don't like that's it. I don't really need to speak to other people. Like I'm down to clown. I'm down to meet new people and stuff. And hopefully as our careers progress, and we probably will be bumping shoulders with other creators and people, and that's awesome. I welcome that. But like right now my focus is like, let me get where I want to be, and the only way that I can do that is let me just put
your head down, dude. Yeah, exactly. Bro, that's why like I think the only reason I have a little small audience right now is because in college, those last 2 years, and then the past like 2-3 years in LA before my stuff, people started looking more and more at my stuff. It was like, I wasn't going out for like 4 or 5 months at a time. Like I was literally just every day drawing, animating, like doing shit. Like, but here's my fear though, because there is this thought of like, now's grind time. You know, you grind now, so you'll get rewarded later. You'll meet the people you want to meet. You'll hang out with ever. But then it's like, I'm worried I'm going to flash forward and I'll finally make it on my deathbed and then be like, I should have spent more time with friends.
No, it's
I should have had more experiences.
You know, it's like, this is kind of a bummer. I don't really want to bring something up that's kind of like depressing, but it's relevant.
Ruin the whole pod. Let's go.
I don't know. All right. I had this sort of like epiphany sort of recently, and one of my friends actually, so when we were at Elon, the only other person that I was spending time with besides you was this kid, Jordan Jeter. And he passed recently, like just this year he died. And I found out from somebody else who went to Elon, like a few days later or something. And it's like, it was one of those things where it was kind of like with you where, you know, you were like my closest friend and there wasn't really anybody else in our circle that I like, you know, like if you, God forbid, like if something happened to you, I don't know who would tell me because you were my closest link. Right. That, you know what I mean? And so it was one of those things when he passed away and I found out in this weird way from somebody else, like a week later. And he was 27, like he was my age too. And I took it really hard. It was really upsetting. And my like weird epiphany that I had there was like, you know, okay, this kid, my friend, passed away. He's gone now. And everything that he ever made and everything that he was ever going to experience or do, it already exists, and that's it. And all that we have now. It sounds really morbid, but it's just all we have now is whatever he like did during his lifetime. And so I was just thinking, like, if I died, I want there to be there to be shit.
Of stuff. Yes.
I want there to be shit left behind. You know what I mean? And so, and I don't, and it's like, if I was being honest with myself at that time, if I was really pushing myself to to do like make that, to really do at what I was capable of, I'd be lying. I was not. I was like maybe cranking out a painting once every 2 months or something. And it's like, it's not enough. It's not what I wanted to be doing. So
dude, it reminds me of, sorry to interrupt, but I forget who it was, some Roman emperor, but it was, I don't know if this was in Sopranos, but it spoke to me. It captured me. But it was this idea of like, pretend you die and then, okay, now take the rest of your life and live. You know, like you're conceptualizing if you had died today and now I guess that is kind of Reddit and gay of the like, you know, live each day like it's your last. But there really is like there is something there. It's like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's two sides of it. Because if you want to live, if I was living today like it was my last, I would
be screaming and crying. It's like that Simpsons bit where it's like Livy Taylor, he pulls over and just starts crying because
yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it's like, of course you want to see this. You want to have this like idealist picture of just like, oh, I'm like in Mykonos and like, you know, jumping off of a boat into like crystal clear water or something like that. But it's like, you know, that's not realistic. And that's not, you know, I can get there if I keep working. And that's one part of it. But the other part of it is that I really am just doing it just because it's like, I know that I can.
For the love of the game. For the love of the game.
Exactly.
Dude, my dream is ideally, is that how you wanted to die in Mykonos, or that was what you want to get to?
No, I just mean like, oh, let me just live your last day. Like,
okay.
You know, and so you're just like, oh, let me just fucking eat hamburgers and be in like this, like eat ass or something.
Dude, I was going to say that gave me a vision of my hopeful death, and I'm picturing myself in an opium den in Thailand, and I'm being smothered to death by hundreds of femboys, the most beautiful, thick femboys you've ever seen, and they just eventually squish me. That's, you know.
That sounds, yeah.
Of course, my girlfriend's there. She's holding my hand or something, but it's the femboys that crush me. I don't want her to have any guilt. Yes.
Where is Daff right now? Is she
She's
home or is she
dude, it's funny you guys both worked at Starbucks. She's at Starbucks. Yeah.
That was, dude, God bless her. That was the worst job I ever held in my life.
She loves it, dude, because she's one of those, she has like one of those annoying minds. Like you, dude, I think you're like me where it's like, this sounds so narcissistic and millennial, but it's like, I don't excel at menial job shit. Like let me make someone laugh. Let me suck your dick. Yeah. Like I can do that way better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm terrible at pretending to care when I don't care. Well, I mean that is like, it always hindered me at jobs. I even had jobs where I was working at much better retail. I mean, I don't want to say better, but just like luxury or like higher brow retail that I was just like, dude, I do not give a shit about customer service. And I could never get a promotion or anything like that because it was so obvious that I just was just there to just like,
get a paycheck, dude.
Right, literally, get a paycheck. Yeah. And it's like, that's why, dude, you know, we brought it up for a second earlier, but the like applying to jobs right now, are you applying to jobs or are you just
dude, like, I should be, but I've just been like, I've been making enough where I'm barely scraping by, but it's working. And I'm just like, I'm going to run out the clock and just see how long I can do it for.
That's kind of where I'm at too. I was in a phase where I was also applying to a bunch of, shit that was just like I just needed something basic and part-time. And most of it was just work from home, customer service, over the phone, representative shit like that. And I applied to like fucking 25 different places in that exact thing. Like just for like, just all you have to do is be a monkey, like on the phone. Literally, and just talk. Yeah. Like you need to own a phone and speak English. Like those are the requirements. And they have you filling out fucking 40 pages of just like, you know, like not just your background and work history, but just like, what would you do in this situation? What would you do in this situation? And I'm like it's the most tedious task. And I got like either ghosted or like 10 rejections from like all of those things. And I'm like, what is this?
It's so fucking annoying, bro. Because everyone around me and my parents, well, my parents are retired now, but everyone around me who has jobs, and then my parents are like, dude, job market excellent right now, baby. You can walk into a job and it's like, dude, When I was applying, it's literally months without hearing back.
Literally, it's like, okay, if it's easy to apply, please go out and apply and get a job in a month. Like, I would love to see one of those people do that. And my parents, I heard the same thing.
My parents were so annoying, and they were like, "You're doing it wrong. You can't apply online. You need to be." What she said, beating the pavement, something pounding the bricks, like walking up and down, going into jobs and applying. I'm like, Mom, that people will literally think I'm insane if I do that. No one does that now.
Do you know what happens when you go? Because I have done that where I pop in somewhere and I'm just like, hey, are you guys hiring? And it's going to be a 16-year-old girl who's working at the counter, and she's like, I don't know.
She's hot. And you're like, why do I find this 16-year-old so hot? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. But she'll just be like, oh, you just like apply online, like just go on to this.com/careers and like they'll get your resume. Like nobody, you don't. If you hand your resume in at the fucking store level, it goes in the recycling.
Yeah, they go, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, it goes, oh, great, thanks for this. And they just fucking yeet it. Kobe. Yeah.
Kobe. Oh, God. Dude, did I show you that shit? It feels so scummy. But you know that body armor, not energy drink, but it's like one of those vitamin water type things. It's called body armor.
I don't know that one.
But, dude, 2 months ago, they just dropped the flavor Black Mamba Forever for Kobe Bryant, and it's just grape, and I was just like, this feels so scummy, dude. It feels so scummy. Like, really, like what's going on? But then I was like, am I racist? Maybe. I don't know if maybe. No.
It's funny. Some of that stuff is just like, I'm blanking on what it was now, but somebody just told me that something was it might have been on our podcast. We were talking about something and they were like, oh, that seems racist. And I remember being like, I've never heard that in my life. It makes no sense. Why would that be racist?
Gypsy.
Oh, Gypsy,
dude. Yeah, I was blown away by that too. And it even sounded like House was about to get a little offended on behalf of Romanians. I was like, I didn't think it was a big deal either.
It's like there was a TV show called like My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding or something.
Big Fat Greek Wedding is
that was a movie, but there was a TV show on like TLC that was like My Gypsy Family and Me or something like that. I shouldn't even be saying it, I guess. I don't even know, but it's like
that's such another one of those words where like I obviously when someone says it, they don't mean all Romanians, but if you've been to Europe or encountered a gypsy circus type folk, you understand why the word is used the way it is. Like you're gypping me, because there's something where like, yeah, I don't not in a racist way, but no, there's a lot of like scam and trick type stuff. Cause like it's connotating like not necessarily like a homeless person, but someone who does scam and do tricks to get money off of like either tourists or locals or whatever. But yeah. I don't know. I'm probably doing a terrible job explaining it, and someone's listening like this guy is the next Hitler, but I promise you I'm not. I'm very loving.
It's just like I just never knew that gypsy even related to a like ethnic group of people. I thought it was like a career path. Like, I'm going to be a gypsy. I'm going to be a gypsy.
Isn't it a Broadway musical?
It's also a musical, yeah.
Yeah,
My high school put on the production of Gypsy. Yeah,
Canceled.
They should have been canceled. That show sucks. But dude, that. Oh, and the other one that we were talking about, but I knew this one, but it was another one that was from like. I learned this like a decade ago that you're not supposed to call people Eskimos. That's not an appropriate.
That is so weird because it's such a cool phrase.
Which it's like it's weird. It almost is like. It's like I first of all have without at least maybe I have, but I didn't know it, but I've never met it. You're supposed to call them Inuit, person, but it's like it's literally like two made up words that have no other meaning to me. So it's like, oh, you were calling those people Bleeble. You're supposed to call them Blueble. They don't like being called Bleeble. You need to call them Blueble.
Here's the thing though, where
what the fuck?
They're acting like it's denotating like an entire race. I don't know the word I'm using, but they're acting like Eskimo's offensive to an entire race when it's like, if an Inuit person showed up at my house, to me, he's not an Eskimo. It's if I'm in the middle of Antarctica and someone's in an igloo, that's when you use the term. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try not to use it just in case, because I don't want us to get canceled. But
I was gonna say, like, I feel like there could be a funny, almost. I feel like this is This is one of those comics that it could be a Beetle Moses or it could be a Yolo swag, but I almost feel like it would work a little better as a Yolo swag. It's not a current event, but it's
an N-word involved.
No, but it's like you're let's say like you're stranded in like the Arctic and you're like gonna die, and then somebody comes to save you and they're like dressed in that big thing and they come in there like holding fish and they're like, "Are you all right?" And you're like, "Oh my god, an Eskimo! Like, thank you." And they're like, "What did you just call?"
Yeah.
They're like pissed off.
It's like so offended.
It's just like I would have had no, and of course that's also one of those things that's like, if a white person tells you that something is offensive to another race that they're like that's non-white, like is it even valid? Like,
dude,
do people care?
It's like this Latinx thing where every Latin person I know is like, if you call me Latinx, I will beat you to death. So and then every white chick from college is like, Latinx.
Yeah,
like
I do not understand that shit.
I hate it, dude.
It was the same thing. I know that I've talked about this on Spaces before, but since this is our first episode, it's just funny to me. The whole thing when they were trying to white Twitter was trying to remove Speedy Gonzalez from like Looney Tunes canon, and they were like, "This is offensive to Mexicans" or something like that. Dude, and then Looney Tunes came out and they were like, "Oh, well, you know, it was so sorry. We created him at a different time. He's gone. And then the actual Mexican community came forward and was like, "What, dude? I
know Mexican who cried. I know Mexicans who cried over that, dude.
They were like, "We love Speedy. Why are you getting rid?"
It's so gay, dude. And you know what? They did it in. I don't know if you played it. I didn't play it, but the new Mario Odyssey game. It's like the new Mario 64. You know how he runs around.
You didn't play that. I know you're a big Mario guy.
I gave up on. I stopped playing Nintendo games, and I feel like such a loser because that was like my favorite shit to play.
They're my favorite. You know, I'm about to get back into Fall Guys because they just put that one on.
Extremely Reddit alert.
I've actually
alert.
I've never played it, and I just saw that it was on. It was on Switch now, so I'm thinking about downloading.
We'll hop in, yeah, because I'm sure the player base might die.
I feel like it'd be fun. I mean, that one, but dude, I had Breath of the Wild on the Switch, which I sunk like fucking.
Dude, it's like Dark Souls. That's like Dark Souls for baby monkey retards. You gotta play. You gotta play fucking Dark Souls, bro, because it's like that on steroids.
Yeah.
Anyway, before I forget, bro, the Mario Odyssey. No, you're good, bro. I interrupt everything. I'm so annoying.
No.
But Mario Odyssey, they had this new feature where you throw your hat, but you could also collect different hats. And there was a sombrero hat, and it was literally just a sombrero. It wasn't like it was covered in tacos and people dancing. It was just a sombrero hat. And yeah, a bunch of white people complained and made a petition and got it removed. And every fucking Mexican person online was like, dude, what the I liked the sombrero. Why did you get rid of the fucking sombrero? It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. You know, it's funny. It makes me think when I had a comic that I posted like, I don't know, a week or so ago that was Jack Skellington, and he's in the Modelo. And he's in the forest with all the trees. And actually, when I originally wrote that idea in my notes, it was I wanted the door, because you know all the doors are like the Christmas tree or fucking like holiday related. I was thinking the door would either be like a sombrero or a piñata or something like that, and that he would wind up at like some sort of fiesta, like a Cinco de Mayo party or something. But I actually made hash of it in the last minute because I was like, not because I thought it would be offensive necessarily, but I was like, I've actually been to, I've been very blessed that my girlfriend is Latina, and I've been to several.
Oh, you can say that again, brother.
And I've been to several, family events and gatherings that are like parties, like with Latinos, and I've never been to a party with Latinos that had a piñata or or a sombrero. But you know what? They always have Modelo. And so it's like that to me felt way more sincere. You know what I mean? Like way more truthful. And it ended up getting a really good response from the Latin
community. Yeah.
I had a lot of people messaging me or retweeting it or something like that like just loved that picture.
It's so weird when like truthful racism is seen as bad. Like I swear you'd have an issue if you drew an Asian guy eating a bowl of rice. Like I swear to you, someone would have an issue. Or if you drew, a picture of like a horror movie and there's like a black woman yelling at the screen in the theater. You know, it's so true. No, I'm kidding. That one obviously people could say is racist. But like with little accoutrements like the rice thing or like even a sombrero, it's like I've heard people explain it this way, and I hate acting like I'm white. I'll talk for the Hispanic people, but it's almost like, dude, it's fresh that they're celebrating our culture to an extent. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, dude, I remember there being a whole thing that was with like you know, they love the movie Kung Fu Panda in China and it's like I think that you could possibly look at that movie at a glance and be like, this is racist. Like racist, it's all about alert. They're all eating noodles and they're like doing kung fu and it's all pandas and like the characters have like, you know, Chinese accent. I don't know what, but it's like it's actually a really like good movie and it's like, I mean, it's like sincere. I'm not Asian. Like I can't pretend like I was like raised in Asian culture or anything, but I don't think there's anything offensive with it because it's like actually a very nice homage to the culture. There's a huge difference between that. I think it's like in some places like the Modelo versus a sombrero thing, it's kind of a fine line, but it's like the result that Jack Skellington comic wouldn't have performed nearly as well if it was a sombrero because it's just like, who is that appealing to at that point? Like nobody's not, you know what I mean? It's just not as like, it's not real. That's not real.
Yeah.
What would be the Jewish one? I was trying to think. What would
I think he'd wind up being the guy that at the bris where he has to suck the blood out of the penis.
Yes. You know what? I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, before it was even a sombrero, it was that it would be a Jewish holiday that he was going to like. But what's funny about Jewish holidays is that they're all extremely bleak and like not fun.
Well, I'm so convinced that you guys make half of that shit up because it's like every other holiday, it's like, you know, here's a gift or we're going to eat tamales or something. But Jewish people, it's like, we will now take the chinchilla and light it with the holy bingus and I will place them inside my dingus. And it's like, what? What are you doing?
All Jewish holidays are to remind you how much we suffered and how chosen we are. Like this is how much God chose us is because we had to get fucking, you know, ass raped for like 500 years before we like
God was looking down going, that's going to build character.
Yeah.
That's going to build character for the Jewish people.
But all of them, honestly, Hanukkah is like the only holiday that I can think of that's like any type of like victory lap for the Jewish people. Because everything else is just like, oh, we had to walk through the desert for fucking 40 days. And it's like, Jesus, man.
Is Hanukkah the one you get Chinese food or that's Christmas?
It's like a Christmas thing, but it's funny. My family doesn't really do that, but I know that it's like a stereotypical way to celebrate because it's just that it's the only place that's open on Christmas is Chinese restaurants.
To me, it's proof of how sassy you guys are. Like, you know, like, oh, Christmas, your holiday. Guess what, honey? Get the Chinese menus. We're ordering Chinese food.
It is,
you know what I mean? Sassy. Because wait, Christmas isn't actually. It's not actually something for you guys, right? Or do you guys celebrate something? Okay.
I mean, my family, we still do because we're not like fucking, we don't hate our lives. So it's not like we're just sitting in silence on Christmas. Like we still will like usually get together with family friends or something. Like we'll still celebrate. I'm sure there are I'm sure there's plenty of Jewish families that do nothing, but it's like, I mean, geez, like fucking lighten up, man. It's really like seriously. I love the holiday season. I love Halloween. That whole final leg of the year is just so great.
I prefer those more. I hate when people are like, I don't like Thanksgiving. And it's like, dude, that's the best holiday.
I love Thanksgiving.
That's my favorite one, bro.
Well, what's great is that my birthday is October 16th. So when October rolls around, it's just like, boom, 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 boom. It's like, oh yeah, it's like my birthday, so I'm getting lit then. It's Halloween, I'm getting lit then. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Like that great.
Fucked me as a kid. Everyone's always like, oh yeah, what if your birthday's on Christmas? Then you'd barely get any gifts. But every kid I know who had a birthday on Christmas, they got double gifts. Me as a kid, especially because I was chunky and my mom was a bitch about my weight. Having my birthday the day after Halloween, it was like, Oh yeah, you want birthday cake or candy? You got it yesterday, bitch. That you already collected your little treats, kid.
Yeah, that's classic.
I remember I would have. She'd keep my Halloween candy in the upper cupboard. I was allowed to have 1 or 2 pieces at a time. By the time next Halloween was around, most of the candy would have still be up there and have gone bad, and it got thrown away. I was so livid, very angry.
Are you like Willy Wonka now? Like, do you have like a crazy sweet tooth because you were like suppressed?
It's disgusting how many sweet, dude. I literally like. I miss being back in super shape because I would every weekend eat 2 pints of Ben and Jerry's in one sitting, bro. And I was ripped. I had a 6-pack and I was just like, you want food? Yeah.
Dude, that's also being your late teens, early 20s is just you can fucking eat whatever. I mean, I'm at this point now, probably for the last year, probably when I turned like 26 is when I realized like, oh, I can't just eat fucking halal and like milkshakes because I will actually start to turn into a fucking like ball of lard.
Bro, I figured out the hard way. I've put on 40 pounds since COVID started, bro.
Really? You don't look that big.
I think I hold it well, but it mainly collects in my ass. But
yeah, I saw that from the picture.
If you look at old photos of me, bro, my face is like half as thin, dude. It's like
really,
it's like pencil mode.
It's funny. I was also because when you're living in New York, you're walking everywhere. So there was a period of time where I still didn't have to worry so much about what I was eating. And if I see pictures of myself back then, because I was in full workout mode and then walking to and from the train, to and from work, like you pretty much walk 4 miles every day, even if you don't want to. And it's like, I was shredded, best shape in my life, like no question. Probably besides now, I think maybe now, but now I'm like a little more, can't really tell, but I'm like a little more caked up than I was.
Bro, I'm glad you beefed up, bro, because you were, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were not into fitness at all when we were homies.
I was
Elon.
I was like rail thin, and then it wasn't until I moved, I don't know, maybe it was probably the summer right after that. It's like that first, it's funny that like first few weeks of being in the gym feels so terrible because you're just the shrimpiest dude at the gym and you don't know what you're doing and you feel so out of place. Now I've been going for like close to a decade. I've been working out. And so it's not even like my body has changed that much, but because I'm still a thin, like just it's hard for me to put on weight. But yeah, no, I mean, I was rail thin during the Elon time. Like if I see pictures of myself, then I was super skinny. No muscle mass.
To your advantage, though. You crushed puss. You did pretty okay.
I did okay.
You were like the cool artsy kid.
It's funny. I look back on those times and I was just thinking, like, dude, I was so out of place. It wasn't cool at all. Girls wanted nothing to do with me. But I do actually also think like it's not really true.
That's not true, bro. You were really popular. Everyone loved you, dude. I was always like, damn, I wish I was cool like Harris.
That's really nice. I did not feel that way until I like left Elon. I think I just felt so like an alien at Elon. Like I just
it was so nice to hear that you didn't leave because of anti-Semitism. Like our weirdo mutual friend told me.
No, yeah, that is weird. Who I don't even talk to that. Like I don't.
Dude, that's what's so annoying.
Spoken to
like,
that girl.
But also distinctly, I remember we would like order Indian food, and I would. Game over. I've just capped our careers. Yeah, I've totally obliterated us. But we joke around and say that type of stuff. And when she told me that, I was like, dude, I'm the reason Harris left. Like I betrayed him. I made him feel so Jewish.
Stupid. Yeah, no, it's like I actually felt like that was like a good outlet for just like some like edgy avant-garde humor, shit like that nobody else, it felt like I could joke around with that way. You know what I mean? Like even like the other people that I was hanging out with besides you at that time, like Jordan, who I brought up earlier, he was on the same wavelength as me. He was a funny guy too, but he was also in that frat circle. So when I was with him, we were hanging out with all those frat dudes, who they were nice. They were nice guys. They're nice enough, but like it always felt like, oh my God.
I just feel like I'm at the ape exhibit and I'm supposed to, should I feed them bananas? Like, what are these guys doing, bro?
It's like it's one of those things. It's just like, at least for me, is like, you could be hanging out with a bunch of like bros and you're in like when you're at a frat house or something, you're just hanging out with dudes and you're like, oh, you know what? It's fine. I can kind of just sit in the background here and like, it's like chill, like the vibe is cool. And then all of a sudden they bring sorority girls in and you realize how fucking out of place you are. Like,
yes.
Yes, I'm not pulling tonight. None of these girls want anything to do. You don't want to be, it's funny. Like on some level you want it when you're trying to meet a girl, you want to stand out to them, but you don't want to stand out in a way that's just like,
who's that fat? Yeah. Who's that Fruit Loop in the corner? Yeah, dude, you never want to be that guy, dude. Yeah. No, from what I remember, bro, all the art type theater chicks were like really into you. They all wanted the dong.
That is so off.
I promise you, bro. Dude, I guarantee you, bro. Now, to be fair, most of them were ugly. However, no. They all liked you, bro.
You know, it's also like one of those things that like there may have been girls that were interested that at the time I just had no fucking clue, totally so over my head. Yeah, I mean, or like so convinced that
they hate me or something.
Never had a chance. Yeah, it's just like, what are you gonna do? It's all the past now. I didn't start to feel like comfortable talking to girls until like years later. Honestly, like
me too. Dude.
I was a real late bloomer with a lot of that shit.
I would have just. I remember there was one time, this was after I had broken up with, or I had gotten dumped by our mutual exclusive, extremely famous comedian friend from Australia. She broke up with me and she showed up to a party with a frat guy. And I had like a little, I was like anxiety attack almost. Like I remember my legs were buckling a little and I was just like, there was a lot of times where even if a chick wanted to talk to me, it was that feeling of like, they're gonna think I'm a wacko, like, you know. But now it's like, let them see I'm a wacko. I don't care, like whatever.
It's funny, you know. It's also like so many. I know it sounds so obvious, but being in that time period, also like when you're in college or even like the years leading up to or right after it, all of your intimate relationships with, you know, girls or guys or whoever, like it feels so crushing and important at the time. And it's like all of that shit could not matter less to me. I mean, like all of the girls that I was like, what any of those like 4 girls that I may have been like talking to during that period of time, I don't keep in touch with them. I don't there's no hate, there's no nothing. It's just like I don't even, completely irrelevant.
See, there's still anger, at least for the Australian one. I'll throw that out there. But,
okay, yeah,
just slightly.
Really, that is so long ago now, wasn't it?
I know, dude. I know, but there's like a petty feeling of like, I think it's because they want to be in the same field I'm in. So it's like, I need you to see you will never come close to being as good as me in that field. I don't know why, dude. And that's so embarrassing. And I think that's why I said I'm like insecure and narcissistic earlier, because that's like, I think that where that stems from. But it's like you must be crushed in the wave of YOLO. Like, I don't know.
Dude, there definitely is like, I mean, of course, along the way you meet, I have people in my life that like I knew did me dirty or like, you know what I mean? Like, or I knew that they doubted me or didn't believe in me. No, not you. Of course not you, but like, just like, and now, cause I know now that they're seeing like, it's like, you know that meme of like, it's like Adam Sandler like dripped out and he's just whoever prayed for my downfall, like you lost.
Like, dude, exactly.
It's like, of course, like, but in another breath, I'm nowhere near where I want to be in terms of just like success. But it is nice to just kind of just like
enjoy it a little bit.
Check it out. Like I gotta fucking
Well, dude, I'll only bring it up because I think the more lore there is, this is like Dark Souls, where we give the viewers, they get little tastes and they have to piece together the lore eventually. Okay. But I think part of the reason I have so much animosity towards that person is I blame them a little bit for like our split up a little bit.
Dude, I didn't,
which is insane. I realize I'm insane.
No. It's not insane but it's if I'm being completely honest, and I don't even mean to be dismissive of that, but it's like I didn't even know or remember that you guys were like an item afterwards. And that this particular person, the mutual friend, completely could not be more irrelevant in my life, and has been irrelevant for like 8 years.
Exactly.
Like
that's the healthy way, and that's how I should view it. But I mean, something's wrong with me, bro.
I mean, you can hate people. I don't care. I don't think you shouldn't manifest in a negative way if you're channeling that energy into something productive, which clearly you are. But like, yeah, dude. No, I think, okay, here's more lore, I guess. Yeah. So when I left Elon at the time, which was solely, I look back on it now and it was completely related to my own anxieties, my own narcissism, my own like inability to appreciate things in the moment, which like I'm still something that I think that's maybe part of human nature. Like, I'll always be dealing with that in some way, but it's like I was so convinced that I was so out of place and just didn't belong, there at all, that I just needed to like just be somewhere else, like that it was like, it was bad for me basically. And it's like, looking back, it wasn't true. I think actually I could have channeled that into something with you, especially like more like a big fish in a little pond thing. You know what I mean? Where you and I were so different from the general student body there. And I think you embraced that and made it part of your image there. And you cultivated like a social life around it. And I was so like, I was viewing it in a negative way. I didn't flip it into a positive. I just was like, I don't belong here. I don't belong here. I don't belong here. Nobody understands me, like this type of shit, which is completely blind to the fact that you and I had a really close relationship. I had a good friendship with Jordan, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, there was no reason to completely like abandon it. And if it's any consolation, it fucking absolutely screwed me in terms of just like student loans and finishing my degree and all that shit. It was just so much more of a pain in the ass than if I would have just stayed.
Stuck it out and bared it.
Just stuck it out, and which would have been completely fine. But yeah, the fact that it caused us to have this like falling out because you were reasonably upset that I was leaving. I mean, I would have been.
I don't know if reasonable, but it was like, this is so childish, but at least when you're in college or high school, and especially if you want to do entertainment business, you start imagining your path to the top. Mm-hmm. And in my head, it was like, as soon as I met you and we had like hung out and started talking, it was like, he's, this guy's like my right arm. Like we function together. Like we're like I was viewing us like Mario and Luigi. We were brothers. Yeah. But I think that's why I took it so personally. And when we originally did this podcast with House, or we did the space, I got drunk and was like, you left me. Like, so Reddit. Reddit.
Even that feels so long ago now, though. Like, so much has happened since we've talked.
I know, you're blowing up.
I mean, dude, it's like, but you had every right to bring that up, and we're bringing it up now too.
I don't even think I had a right to bring it up. I just think it's more proof of this. It's the same thing I have with that chick where it's like, let it go. Like, why am I torturing myself over retard?
Yeah, but it's like, it makes me feel bad because everything that you felt,
I don't want your pity. I don't want your pity.
No, but it's that everything that you said about the Mario, Luigi, and us being like simpatico, and while we were there, was totally valid. It was just my own ability to like recognize that or accept that at the time, which is like a total, I mean, I have like total regret about that stuff. I regret also leaving because it was the last time that I saw Jordan. Also, we talked on the phone, but I hadn't seen him again since I left. And that would have been different if I had stayed, and like, it's like dude, it sucks. It was a dumb decision on my part. And I'm glad that we're like, it's funny. I like you and I right now that we're back in this kind of like business thing together. It does feel in a lot of ways like we just kind of, well, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but at least the way I feel, it feels like we picked up where we left off.
Oh,
like we
yeah,
just
yeah,
have
100%, dude.
Like we totally have this. I think we have kind of a brotherly connection also, and like. I mean, even today we had kind of a serious conversation on the phone that we were just discussing. Like,
when I was telling you not to put someone's at first because they won't see your comic. Yeah,
that was more you talking like to your grandma, like like remember, grandma, you're supposed to click like this button. But yeah, no, it's
I didn't want to dial you because I was like, we had just gotten off the phone, and you're like, yeah, I'll get in contact with you, and then I was like, no, should I tell him? I got it. I'll just tell him. I'll tell him.
You know what's funny though is that the first time it's funny. This was the second time that I did a House of Decline like fan fiction one.
Which was the first one?
The first one was it was a guy sitting at a table and it looks like he's wearing a scarf, and the guy's like, "Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave." And he's like, "What like what's for?" And he's like, "Oh, we have a dress code." And he's like, "How dare you?" And he stands up and it's actually his like scarf. Dick, and he slings it over. And then this time it was like a George of the Jungle type thing with the swinging on on a dick. It's just like, it's funny. I tried making a YOLO swag fan
I like
fiction.
The YOLO swag one, bro.
I thought it came out good, but it is so difficult to. It's a lot harder to emulate. This is not to discredit House's style because he's extremely clever and funny, but it's like it's very easy to make a joke about a dick. It's not easy to emulate like a YOLO swag style for me, at least. It's not.
Well, it's very Lovecraftian in the sense of I don't even know if sometimes I know the point I'm making. So how do you joke about something? You know? Yeah. I don't know. I always worry about that I'm getting too far into that territory of like, because there's like a big thing, you know, especially 2016, where it'd be like a guy calling someone the N-word who's black, and then, hey, bro. Hey, it was just satire. And it's like, was it though? I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's such a fine line.
Do you, well, this is sort of related to the conversation we had earlier. We don't have to air it out too much, but it's like, do you feel like there's a branch of your audience that doesn't realize when you're being ironic? Like, or do you think are they aware of your satire, or do they like?
There's definitely people. I think it's a small number, but especially with a place like Twitter, you always get where like, say if my dad had Twitter, I'm sure he'd follow accounts who literally wished Hitler was back alive just because they shared a certain type of like Republican news article. Like I think it's easy to follow random people, and I think a very small minority. But like the one that pops into my head is, I posted the school shooting comic, and someone was like, I've followed this page and I've never seen something so disgusting, acting like they were an old time fan. And like I clicked on the profile and it was like what appeared to be like a 43-year-old black man.
Okay.
Who like, I was kind of like, huh. Like I don't think he was part of my demographic. I think he was one of those guys who might've seen a certain comic somewhere and just clicked follow. Yeah. Like I'm sure that happens and people aren't fully aware of stuff, but I don't know. Yeah. It was a very convoluted explanation. No, all over the place.
That's all right. I get it. I see there's this one dude that follows me that like, I don't know. I don't want to like specifically call him out, but it's like, there's this one dude that I know that he follows me because I click on his profile, but he like periodically responds to my posts with like tagging incel or like right wing like Twitter pages.
I think you were saying this the other day with the caveman one, right?
Yeah, like the caveman one. He tagged like at the rational male, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I clicked on it, and it's like a 200,000 follower page with some like 50-year-old dude with a beanie that's like hanging too low, and he's just, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh. The rational male, like women are even more sexist than men.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, and I was just like, oh, like, dude, it was like, it's the only time I think that I've like, it is certainly the only time that I've responded to somebody in my messages or in my comments and was just like, dude, no, like, please just no, like, please take it somewhere else, because it's like, I just do not want, I don't even mind right-wing people on my, like, appreciating my comics. I don't think, I would hope that my style of humor appeals to like a broad spectrum. I don't even care if people see it and we have differing political opinions, but the only branch of the internet that I'm just like, dude, just please steer clear is the fucking incel community.
Dude, there's such a funny community when you realize like, I'm going to blow his cover, so I'm not going to mention him, but there's a guy I'm friends with mutually who is, his whole audience is incels, and he has to pretend to like be one now. He's stuck pretending to be one. But I mean, even in that Nick Fuentes, there was like the drama last month where, you know, I'm volcel, I'm voluntarily celibate. And then it's like they found out the guy was kissing women, and it's like, can you imagine being our age? Well, these kids are like 23, 24, but can you imagine us being back in college and me coming up to you like, dude, Harris, like, you know, Frankie, he fucking kissed a chick, dude. I know, and being like pissed, like what is wrong with you, dude?
Yeah.
Like
it's just the most, it's just that also like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I just, these same types are really big into this white, what's it called? White replacement theory, where like we're trying to stop white people from breeding so we can eliminate the white race. And it's like, you need to kiss them to have white babies. Like you're getting mad at the first step of fixing your issue. Like,
and also like that type of issue that is just so abstract. And first of all, that you wouldn't even see in your lifetime, that your grandchildren wouldn't even see in their lifetime. Like, let's say, okay, there really is some insane government, like, you know,
well, wait a minute. Now you sound like you're playing too much defense for a Jewish guy. You know something I don't. What's going on?
Yeah, you're right. It's funny. I really do not sympathize with that group at all. The incel thing. Like I just don't. I don't get it. I don't even want to give them too much credit and say that it's like scary, but it's just like, dude, there has got to be a more productive use of your brain power than this. Like, just like, please, like, why? Like, if you're a virgin and you're upset about it, fine, I can understand that. You know, like, okay, like you haven't had sex and you want to. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. But like, you should not start hating women because of that. That is just so not cool and not the answer.
If you spent 3 months of just taking a sliver of this woman hating energy and put it into the bench press, you could literally look like Frankenstein and you would be crushing puss. Like you'd be fucking yoked out. You'd be fucking huge. Yeah. Like, I don't know why they don't focus that into self-improvement or something like that. Like,
dude, I remember years ago seeing some 4chan like fit post that was just like, I am going to keep working out until someone loves me or something like that. And it's like, that's what you should be doing, man. Just fucking like go in there and you like, just please stop with the incel shit. Get off the internet, touch grass, ratio, whatever the fuck. Like, please not like please no more of this shit. It is so bad for you and it's just not helping. And it turns into this fucking echo chamber. And it's like, okay, my issue, whatever. I don't mind airing this out a little bit, but like, it does seem like the past 2 times, I don't want to make people feel bad about this, but we've had 2 girls on the podcast recently, and
the only good part was the breast, you're saying.
And that was one of the good parts. But it's like, in my opinion, both of those women that were on the podcast were just like totally fine, chill, you know, like just like how when you're if you're at a small party or something, or you're hanging with a group of people and then somebody else enters the room, right? Like the vibe changes a little bit, right? There's a little bit like you got to kind of mentally like shift a little bit. Oh, now there's somebody else here. Now there's not 3 of us, there's 4 of us. And now we're all, you know what I mean? That changes the feeling. And like, it's just like that with podcasting. We bring people on spaces and they're not vetted. Zach and I are not prepared necessarily to bring people on, so it kind of just happens. But it's like, it seems to me that the only times that we hear shit about it is when we have girls on the podcast, and I don't think either of those times they've done anything like crazy.
Just to back that up a little bit, I would say in terms of cringiness, Red Dot and Hot Paper Comics. No offense to either of these people, because they were very polite. I liked talking to them. They seemed great. I'd love to talk to them again. But in terms of like Reddit cringy, I don't like that style of comic. They're on the same level to me. Thing. Yeah, but they're on the same level to me in terms of cringe. But yeah, I didn't get one DM about Martin. But, Red Dot, I did. Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's really easy to make a target of Red Dot because she's huge. I mean, she has a huge following. And I think
I thought you were talking.
Okay. Come on. I also am thinking that we'll probably put this on and like, she has been messaging me. Shout out Red Dot, has been messaging me just this nicest shit. She listens.
I hate that I like her so much, dude, because her content's not for me, and that's fine though. But I really like talking to her.
She is super nice. She can absolutely hang. And every time after we like have been on Spaces, I swear to you, she's messaging me on Instagram and just being like, totally complimentary. Just like, I love the show tonight. This part was so funny. Like specific, like not even arbitrary.
She probably compliments because she never DMs me, so I'm assuming she sends my compliments to you also.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just checking.
She does.
Just checking.
She says that we have like a great flow and stuff, and it's like I think people don't like her because it's totally fair if you don't like her style of comics. I think that's fine. It's totally fair if you don't like my style of comics or Yolo swag or whatever.
No, hey, speak for yourself. If you don't like my comics, you're a piece of shit.
You need to grow up. But
yeah, for real.
But it's like, I think because she has such a big following, it's easy to be like, oh, she doesn't deserve this following. Like why is she famous? But right. Martin is another one where like, I didn't hear any hate mail about that. Dude, you and I were talking about bringing Ben Garrison on. I mean, one of the most
people were excited. Yeah.
People were like, oh, you gonna have Benny Boy on? I fucking love that guy. It's like, dude, there just needs to be a level of self-awareness. Like, if we're going to make this podcast more, I'm saying this more directed to the audience, but it's just like,
if we need to hit diversity quotas, we got to start bringing everyone.
It's just not even about diversity quotas. It's just like, it's okay to have people on that we don't like. I don't want to, it's like, and you guys can be sending hate mail, but like, check yourself. Like, please check yourself for a second.
Dude, this isn't devil's advocate, I don't think, but the reason the incel types are so annoying too is when I do want to make women jokes, if you have an incel type audience or you have someone listening to it, to them it's not a joke half the time. Like if I keep making jokes about boobs just because I know it's inappropriate and I'm going to make you laugh, like to me that's funny, but someone else listening is just like, he's right. The only good thing about Red Dot is her giant succulent breasts. Like it's just, it's annoying. Yeah.
There's no critical thinking involved. It's all blanket statements. And it's like, when we had Vermin on last night, also, for example, I know she was also talking about NFTs.
I do think the NFT thing played into it.
I think
a little more than the female thing. Yeah.
I know that people get in, like, have this huge hate boner for NFTs. I don't understand NFTs across the board. So I don't understand why people hate it. I don't understand why people like it. It's just totally not in my like field. But again, it's like, okay, man, are you really mad because she's talking about NFTs, or are you mad because she's a chick and she's like breaking up the dude party right now? Yeah, it's just like,
look, just to prove any women listening, just to prove we're not sexist, if you want to come on the podcast now that we have video and show us your NFTs, and by that I mean nice fucking tits, come on, we love it.
I knew that was coming. We're getting a nice view of your NFTs right now, actually.
Bro,
it's like the whole like second 2/3 of this
Dude,
podcast.
It's so funny, but my chest hair, I was like in high school, it looked identical, but in high school, I'm like, oh, it'll definitely fill in and I'll look like a man, but now it's just like, I'm a little hair forest. Yeah. There's just like barely any.
I get a little bit.
You got the full, bro. Dude, you were not ugly at all. I remember this is cringe and a little Reddit. I'm going to bring it up just to embarrass you, but we were wasted one night and you were like, you're the handsome one out of the two of us. You're the cool, handsome one. And I was like, yeah, bro, shut the fuck up. Cause you were just as cool, but I'm impressed with how much you chatted up a bit.
What do you mean?
like Chad, like kind of bulked
up.
Like
up.
You've got like this stubble going on, Mr. Chad. Like you've blossomed into quite a beautiful young woman, Harris. I must say.
I mean, it has been a long time. I've definitely lived like, this is Reddit, but I've lived like several lives since we've been at Elon. I mean, I was like, and I just was in New York for like 5 years, which just, I think living in a different, I'm sure you feel this way about LA also, but you're well traveled. I'm sure living in a new place in general just fucking,
it opens your hole.
Totally open. Yeah. It totally widens your hole, and it just like changes a man. Like,
dude, if you're still looking for that feeling, download Grindr. Okay. Cause that's going to be a whole new horizon for you. You can make friends. It's excellent.
Yeah. I never have been on Grindr, but I've never lived in a New York apartment without one of my roommates being gay. So I'm very aware. Like, I've looked over the shoulder of guys as they're like swiping on Grindr.
I just look at it
morbid curiosity.
The ads on it are really good. Like the advertisements and stuff. So I just keep it downloaded. Dude, it's funny. A lot of guys come to me in the DMs. Also, one of them, I'm pretty sure I know who he is. But by the way, if you DM me and say, hey, I'm DMing you from an alt account because I'm very famous, I'm going to track you down. Why give me that mystery? That can't even
be real. That can't be real.
I think I know who it is. However, the amount of guys who come to me like, dude, how do I meet trans women? I'm very scared. Like, you got to help me meet trans women. And when they originally asked me, I was like, I'm the trans defender, and to meet trans women, you shouldn't view them like a fetish like that. You shouldn't be gunning for them. But here's the real answer, guys. Grindr. Okay? There's literally a trans woman option that you click, and it just shows you every trans woman. That's just how it is. So that is happy hunting.
That is really lit. Yeah.
Well, they have options for everything. You can like look for only otters that are like Indian. Actually, you know what? I think they took race away. There used to be a race thing. The gay community is very racist, dude.
It's funny. I remember hearing about that going on, that you used to be able to put your race preferences in. You know what is like, it's funny. I'm saying it out loud and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty bad. You shouldn't be able to like click a box. Like, I don't want Eskimos showing up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, just because you're worried you don't want to offend them. You're like, what am I going to call them?
I don't know. I imagine you're like having sex with an Inuit and you accidentally moan Eskimo. Like, that would be so fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But it's funny. I remember there being this whole discussion. Maybe it couldn't have been on Twitter because I wasn't on Twitter at the time, but I remember people talking about it being like, you should be allowed to do this because it's just a matter of sexual preference. That doesn't have anything, you know what I mean? That doesn't have any like negative repercussions, but it doesn't, but that's pretty rude that you could just be like, no Jews, no Italians.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean?
Dude, I'm so conflicted on that. Cause like I get the whole, forget even race, but just preferences. Like, cause I get how a lot of trans women hate. Do you know what a chaser is? It's a guy who's like exclusively looking for trans women. Like, he'd be the type of guy who hooks up with a hot girl, looks down, there's no penis, and is just like, out of my sight, out of my sight. Like they think trans women are better.
Where does that word originate from? Why would that be why would you chase her?
They chase trans chicks,
trans women. But what would? Yeah, that seems kind of silly to me. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
A little bit. No, you're good. You're good.
Just like chasing like a girl. Like
it is silly. But that's where it's like, there's such a fine line to me where I'm like, because whenever chicks are like, I'm like, what, 50% Italian. I don't even practice. I'm a non-practicing Italian. But if a chick is ever like, I think it's hot, you're a little hairy, fuzzy peach Italian man. It's kind of like, that feels good. But there are people who like, I have friends who like, they say they don't exclusively date Asian women, but the past 5 women they've dated seriously have been very Asian. Small Asian women. And it's like, you kind of tell they have a preference. And I'm like, it is, I don't know. People get so goofy about it, but there has to be a fine line where you're allowed to prefer something. Cause like, then how far do you go with it? Like I prefer milk chocolate. I realize that's different from like a person, but you should be allowed to have a preference if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But then again, there is the fetish aspect where it's like, it's cringe.
Yeah,
it's case by case.
I think there's just something about being on an app and putting it directly into words like no, no black people, no Indians. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, you can have a dating type where you're just like, oh man, I really think that like, Filipino women are just like super hot. And my, two of my exes were Filipino and I loved their family. So I really want to date another Filipino chick or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, that's like, I think a personal, perfectly reasonable preference, but there's something about, I don't know, man, Grindr's just, it's like, it just has a dirty aura about it some way. It's just like, there's something about it that's just not, it feels very.
Listen, when your Colombian girlfriend finds out you're racist against gypsies and leaves, I'm gonna get you on the bussy train. Okay, you're gonna be all about it, baby.
Have you been accused of being a chaser before?
By Daphne as a joke, but she also accuses me of being a faggot daily. Dude, no one makes fun of me. Even having right-wing haters who want to call me fag and gay wad because I like trans chicks.
Yeah.
Daphne is so brutal. Literally so like fag, like blah, 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 like fucking saying crazy shit.
Dude, that's funny. How long have you guys, well, I don't want to like dox you guys, but how long have you been living together?
How would that dox me?
I don't know. I was just curious. It's like not doxing, but it's like personal.
No. I think 7 or 8 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's great. It's fairly recent.
We're okay. I'm one of those super hyper autistics who probably shouldn't have moved in with her because I have such like she's very clean and neat. I like to build a nest of all my trash and live inside my nest and like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I get that.
I'd lay eggs if I could.
Oh yeah, me too. Tell me about it. That's definitely, it's funny. I don't, my current girlfriend and we don't live together. We've talked about it, but I did live with an ex for a while, like my previous girlfriend and,
famous friend of the podcast, comedian from Australia.
Different person, not a friend of the podcast, but that was huge also because I'm not even a particularly, I'm not dirty, but I'm a little messy. I'll leave shit around. And she was just just super, I remember there was one time that she went out of town for a little while and I had the apartment to myself, but I made sure everything was neat and tidy and, in place and everything like that. And she'd been gone for 3 days or something and then cleaned up. She came back in and the first thing she said was did you move my candle? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's literally because the candle went from being here to here. And she was like, what, did you light my candle? And I'm like, you're literally out of your mind. Dude, what are you talking about?
I was going to bring this up earlier. I totally forgot, but there is something. Incels have ruined this also, but I hate when usually it's a lefty type person. You say a chick joke, you tease women. And it's like, oh yeah, nice joke. Where'd you get it? The 1500s? But then it's I automatically know that person's never been in a relationship or lived with a woman because there's a reason these jokes are around of waiting 12 hours for women or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Because that's literally what happens.
It's real. Yeah.
And I hate when people pretend that it's just men women are fucking retarded. And we're making shit up. It's dude, go get a girlfriend, touch grass, touch ass, and then get back to me. Touch ass.
It's true. Yeah. That whole thing about it's so funny that is such a universal thing that it's girls be taking so long to get ready, but it's so true. If I gotta tweet that real quick, touch ass, touch ass plus ratio. I fucking, it's if I was literally covered from head to toe in horse shit and it was oh, we need to be at my sister's wedding in 5 minutes. I would be ready.
I'd be ready.
Yes. I would literally be perfectly clean in a tux. In that span of time, I could get it done.
Women just do the dumbest shit, bro. My chick is we're in a rush and it's I have to put my freckles on. And it's what are you, Mickey Mouse? Why do you have to draw parts of your body on? Just go.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh. It's funny. I actually do like that trend with girls. I know that they started drawing
it's like so hot, dude. But when they're authentic, it's way hot, dude. A chick, especially a redhead chick with a fat ass and freckles.
Oh boy,
bro, I can't even handle it, dog.
Yeah. See, this is why you get all flustered when we get Red Dot on the podcast.
She's taken. She is taken.
And
I'm waiting in the wings for that guy to mess up. I'm waiting for him to mess up.
Just right there.
Nom. Yeah.
So bad, dude. It's been a while.
This is why Red Dot DMs you and not me, clearly.
Yeah, probably because all you just respond is just like, nom. Like, dude, it's actually, I was thinking, it's like totally irrelevant, but it's been a while since we've seen a YOLO swag, like just total self-insert comic, like you and your girlfriend as your like personas. You know what I mean? I like you.
Yeah.
There was like a few months ago that you did one. I want to say it was the last one where you wanted to like cross swords or something.
Yeah.
I think that was the last one that was like the comic was exclusively the two of you and not about, something
It's fun
else.
though, but sometimes she gets like offended or like, I do like, when I'm making a comic with me and her, my go-to is like a trans joke. Because that's like a part of a relationship, especially if the joke is about something someone says to us or like just something goofy. And I don't know. I kind of get how she kind of might feel like if almost like if I'm like been accused of racism and she was like my black girlfriend, I'm like black girlfriend, girlfriend, black, like it's kind of just like I'm like tokenizing her sometimes, but. I usually save those for when something really makes me laugh or something, but I gotta get the dog. Dude, the dog is so well liked by people and they love when I draw him on packages. I gotta figure out something reoccurring I can do with him. Like even if it's short or something, I don't know.
I mean, dude, I think that you don't have to because you already have. He basically that's why he's so instantly recognizable and well liked is that he already is recurring. Like he shows up. Mm-hmm. In comics that don't involve him, like with the fucking like, dude, I love eating babies.
Anytime I do, even if it's a non-political comic and he's not there, everyone is like, "Yo, where's Yolo? Where's the dog?"
Is his name Yolo? I guess
it's weird, bro. Because
or is it Zach? I don't know.
No, that's too gay. He's not a full-on persona, but it was Cream originally. Then people just started calling him Yolo Swag, so I was like, Yolo Swag makes more sense. But I really I'll probably retcon it where Cream is like his middle name or something. It'd be like Yolo like Cream Swag. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't need a name. He's immediately recognizable as like the Yolo Swag Studios dog. You know what would be really interesting now that I'm thinking about it? Did you ever do that? That genie game where it's like 20 questions?
I just downloaded it and played it with Daphne for the first time. Akinator.
The Akinator. I wonder if it would get YOLO Swag Studios.
There's no way.
Dude, I think it would. It gets like really niche things. And I would say you have a big enough internet presence that it's on there.
I might try it out. That would be a big ego. I'd literally immediately jack off if it recognized me.
I would say that would be that'd be fun to do. I don't give you ideas, but it'd be fun to do on your Discord. Like, see, like maybe try it. Like, that'd be fun. Do we want to do it right now?
Let's save it for next episode. Okay. Actually, let's save it because I'm starting to reach that point where I'm going to have to jump in the shower because I'm completely soaked. That's fine. But
why don't we can call it here? Actually, I'm a little getting hungry anyway.
Yeah, once again, your sandwich obsession. Yeah, dude, you are insane with your sandwiches, dude. I've never met a man who eats so many sandwiches.
It's funny. It's just so convenient. It's just the easiest thing. You don't need any dishes. You literally I get like a paper plate and a knife. And
the frequency you say it and the way you say it, though, it literally, you sound like Patrick Bateman saying, I have to return some videotapes. Like, I have to make a sandwich.
I got to make a sandwich.
Like, what are you actually doing, big guy? Are you going to meet up with the other guys and do this weight replacement thing? That's what this sandwich thing is.
Dude, I'm really just eating sandwiches like that. Women be eating sandwiches. Men be eating sandwiches.
It's true.
It's just easy as fuck to make them. Yeah. Yeah, earlier I was embarrassed. I actually caught myself. I was embarrassed because I was eating a sandwich, and I was like, and I was about to say like, yo, I was like, yo, I literally had a text, and I'm like, yo, I'm finishing my sandwich, and then I'll be back upstairs, and I was like, he's gonna fucking clown me. So I was just like, yo, I'm just munching a bit.
Yeah. I should have known. I should have known, bro. I should have fucking known.
That's so funny. It's always a sandwich.
Dude, that was the first time in the video where you froze for just 1 second, but
that's funny.
We made it to pretty much
too.
Yeah. Well, we did the whole thing pretty much with none of that.
I'm about to knock on some wood, just pray to the podcast gods that this audio sounds good and that everything just came out good first try, because we've just been on for like.
You sound excellent on my end. I'll close this off and I'll run the test and we'll check it. But just because I think maybe in the future, especially if we're doing this together, we might want to make a joint Patreon or something. But for now, if it's okay with you, I'm just going to throw this up.
You can put it up Patreon on your thing. Yeah, just give me a shout out on there.
Yeah, think of some names, brainstorm. If you're listening, think of a name, maybe some racial slur that we could make fun. Gypsy and the Eskimo. No, that's
like Eskimo Bros. Yeah,
I should probably blank that out.
Yeah, it's going to be way worse if people are just hearing like beep, beep, beep. Like,
yeah.
Not even, like, what the fuck did they just say?
What's going on? But dude, where can I think people associate us already, so they probably know where to find you. But say this is the first time you're seeing my beautiful college friend. Where can we find you?
Yeah, I just at Beetle Moses on Twitter and Instagram. Beetle like the bug, Moses like the biblical figure.
Hell yeah,
Beetle Moses. Yep.
And you know what? I don't know how long I'm going to be uploading these onto my Patreon, but if you're listening to this, I think it's because I've made this free to everyone. But if you'd like to listen to other audio, I have some stuff without Harris. I have some stuff with Rusty Cage. I think I have a 3-hour video with Vosh where he keeps bringing up horses and children for some reason. So if you want to listen to that stuff, patreon.com/Yolo Studios. Throw me a few bucks.
Yeah.
If you're a chick, DM me if you're hung. Okay, shoot me a hung DM. Harris too. I'm trying to get him into this. I'm trying to get him on the
sure.
Why not? Excellent.
All right,
swaggy, bro.
This was good, man. Very swaggy, very crispy.
Thank you.
Godspeed.
Godspeed. Wait, we got to end on something funny.
Oh man, it's too much pressure.